What's Pat's first name? Do you know Antonsen's first name? Lindsay? Sade?
Good afternoon, game fans, and welcome to Oregon Episcopal School, site of today's USLW matchup between FC Olympia and United PDX. This is a big game. It's the last matchup of the year between these two teams. The reason this is a big game, the FC Olympia, they are 9-0-0 on the season. United PDX, they are 7-1-1. That one loss came earlier in the season to FC Olympia. That was a game that it was tied 2-2 at halftime, and FC Olympia wound up winning that game 4-2. Let me give you an interesting stat before we get started. FC Olympia, their goal differential on the season, they have scored 44 goals and they've given up 3. Wow. So their goal differential is plus 41. Right. And of those 3, 2 of them were to United PDX. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Hall. I'm working today with my partner, Jack MacArthur, on my right. On my left, this is Jeremy Goldstone and Brent Richards. Brent's going to be doing the color, too, so we're going to kind of have you run back and forth, but good luck on all of that. All right, and I'm Dave Hall, so thanks for joining us. Let's start off by me giving you some information that's relevant to the game. And as Brent knows, this is it. United's going to be playing without 4 players today, and they're all starters, and they're all pretty important players. They're going to be playing without their star scorer, Nedia Sawan. They're going to be playing without their goalie, Liv Rodriguez, and they're going to be playing without 2 other players who've played an important part in the team, and that's Maya Hammock and Brooke Schultz. They're going to be replaced. In goal is going to be Abby Presnell. She played a lot in goal last year. A couple of players are going to be making their first start of the year for United PDX. So let's talk a little bit about this game. Brett, we'll talk with you first. The important thing of this game, I guess, and it's kind of a sad thing, the Northwest Division that the United PDX plays in, 5 teams, as a result, 1 playoff spot. They don't get a wild card spot, and that's primarily because only 5 teams in the league. The other 3 teams in the conference each get a wild card team, but this league doesn't. So we're not playing for a playoff spot tonight. But I think, when you're 7-1-1 and you're playing the team that's 9-0 and that beat you, I think that's a big game, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a big game for them. Even though there aren't playoff implications on the line here, they've had such a good season that you think they want to continue that. They've got 7 wins, 1 draw, one loss. So yes, they want to get that 8th one. The only loss they had on this season was against this team, like you said earlier. And so there's a little bit of that personal feel to this game there. They want to get a win back on this team. So I think they're going to take it very seriously. They're missing several players, like you said, but that's a good opportunity for some of the players that haven't got as much playing time to come in and make an impact on this game.
Let's talk about those players that they're missing. Of course, Nydia Swan, she is the girl up front with all the goals, and that's a big loss. Also, Liz Rodriguez, the goaltender, who's played very well during the season. So those two people are real important. Then the midfielders and defensemen they're missing, Maya Hammock and Brooke Schultz. Those are big too. So some people are going to have to step up today.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the United PDX team has also been very, very good on the offensive side. A bunch of goals from Swan. They're going to be missing that there, but they've scored over 20 goals on the season this year. They have a very good goal differential. They've given up less than 10 goals on the season as well, and so they're going to look to continue that. Most of the goals that they gave up in this season were against, or I guess half of the goals they gave up on the season were against this FC Olympia team, and so they're going to want to improve on that, right? That was the only time they've given up more than 2 goals in a game this year, and so they want to reduce that. They want to get a shutout in this game. It's going to be a very important piece for them.
You know, only 2 teams in the league have a plus goal differential, and these are the 2 teams. Everybody else in the league has a minus goal differential.
Yep, they have been very impactful, these 2 teams, in scoring goals. Probably over 60 goals between, close to 70 goals between the 2 teams, and in a 9-10 game season, that's a lot of goals. You saw some of these teams' games ended in an 8-0 score line, a lot of goals being scored. I expect it's going to be an exciting game, but then on the other side, both of these teams have very good defenses, have not allowed very many goals this year, and so even though we expect there to be goals, I imagine both of their coaches, they're going to want to limit that.
All right, we got a couple of Oregon grads here.
That's right.
Jack graduated just this year.
Yeah.
Jack played soccer, was a referee. Jeremy Goldstone played soccer at the University of Oregon. You played later on, too, in your career. I didn't mention Brent played 14 years, won a couple of championships at different levels. Jeremy, how do you see this game?
I agree with Brent. I think it's going to be a pretty even battle. Both teams have the capability of scoring lots of goals. My sense is they might, stack the D, maybe a low block, and see if they can shut it down and keep it to maybe a 1-0 kind of a game. But I think Abby Presnell is outstanding in the box between the sticks. So if she has a good game and can be true to form, she may be able to shut down the Olympia. I agree with Brent also. Coming off the last game, having given up those 2 goals in the second half, maybe have a little chip on their shoulder, want to even the score. This is the last game of the season. They've been building over the season, really improving, and I think it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see if there's early fireworks.
Jack, here's an interesting stat. These 2 teams have played each other. They've played each other 4 times in the last 2 years. United has not won one of those games, in spite of the fact that at one point during the game, they led the game. The last time these 2 teams met this season, it was United went ahead one, and I think it was 2-2 at halftime, and then they gave up 2 second-half goals. So I talked with Coach McClellan, and he said, we just haven't been able to hold on and get that win across. And he said, tonight we're going to have some people step up, but we want to get that over the hump.
Yeah, I think just defensively speaking, both these teams are very strong. When you look at goals allowed, FC Olympia, they've allowed 3 goals this season compared to United PDX. They've allowed 8. As you guys were touching on, it's just unbelievable here. As FC Olympia scored 44 in the season compared to United PDX's 27. They're both at the top of the table. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring match. I think you obviously have to give the edge to FC Olympia because they're undefeated, but I do think that it's definitely interesting how only one of these teams, can qualify. But even though there's no playoff implications, I do think that it's going to be a really entertaining match.
We've talked, United is missing some players.
Yeah, that's key for sure.
So there's some incentive for them to step up and play. What do you do when you've clinched a playoff spot and you're 9-0? Do you say to yourself, I want an undefeated season, or do you say, maybe we can take this off and rest up for the playoffs?
You always got to go for the undefeated season. You can never let your foot off the gas, especially, if you're 9-0, I agree.
Okay, Jeremy?
I agree. I think you want to end the season as you've been maintaining your status and finish strong. But I think United is going to come out on really push to get that early goal like they did. That helps everybody relax, and then it's wide open from there. If you can score first, it's going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that this is not the end of the season for FC Olympia. They're going to be going into playoffs. They want to carry that momentum from the regular season. If they end up with a blemish on their record at the end of the regular season, that limits them and maybe their confidence a little bit going into the playoffs. They want to win this game. They want to win with momentum going into the playoffs.
United has the luxury of having two really good goalies. Liz Rodriguez played most of the season and played very well. Abby Presnell played in goal last year a lot, so there shouldn't be such a big difference in goal here for United.
Yeah, you'd think so. They train together. They're very familiar with the team and with each other. When you have somebody that can come into the match like Abby Presnell and step in, it should be a seamless transition. Both very good goalkeepers. I think it'll be interesting to see what the coach does with defensively, because the last several times they haven't been able to limit the FC Olympia attack. And so do they come out with a more defensive game plan here? Do they try and pack in everybody in front of the goal there, which could limit them on the offensive side of things? But because the last several games they did end up giving up more goals than they intended, we'll see how that changes their tactic here today.
Let's talk about the men for a second while we got just a brief moment here. In the last 9 days, the men have beat the number 1, number 2, and number 3 team in the league.
Right.
The last 2 games, they won 5-0. Last night they beat West Seattle 4-0. There was a time when they'd only scored 7 goals in 7 games. Now they got 9 in the last 2. Things seem to really be coming together for the men.
Absolutely, and I think the biggest part of that is that they have their entire squad there now. They didn't have every single person that was important to their team there at the beginning of the season. I think that's why they were struggling to score goals in the beginning. Now they've had a couple weeks under their belt with everybody in training every day, getting comfortable with each other on the training pitch and on the game pitch as well. And so it's really paying off having their whole squad there now.
Another thing, a couple of games ago they had given up 6 goals in 7 games. Now they have back-to-back shutouts. They've given up 6 goals in 9 games, and as I said, back-to-back shutouts. So the men are looking really good, and there's more than one playoff spot in the men's division because they have 7 teams altogether.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see what this, male United PDX team has been able to do. As you mentioned, 2 straight shutouts. That's something that's just very difficult to do in soccer in general, I'd say.
All right, I want to let you know at halftime we're going to be back. We're going to recap the first half, including all the goals and the stats and everything. At the end of the game, we're going to have a player of the game and an interview. That'll be done by our play-by-play announcer, and then we'll close out at the end of the game. But final thoughts before we start?
Yeah,
Brent?
I think it's going to be really, really exciting. 2 offensive powerhouses in this game. I won't be surprised if there are goals early in this match, but at the same time, as a player that used to play defensively, I want to see good defending. I want to see good play from both teams, but I won't be surprised if there are a lot of goals in this match.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I agree. Both teams have the potential to score early and often, and it's just going to be an exciting match. I kind of hope it's a defensive battle and it's tight till the end, and I like that kind of tension in a game, especially at the end of the season like this. Very exciting.
You want to see a defensive game?
I like it. I mean, I like goals for sure, but I also played at holding in the defensive midfield, and I'm sort of partial to strong defense, but goals are exciting for sure. But great saves are also exciting in my mind.
You go to a baseball game, you want to see a 1-0 game, or do you want to see a 10-9 with 5 home runs?
Fair enough. But in soccer, I agree. Even though they had 6 goals in the last game, that'll be interesting to see if they can match that tally today.
Yeah,
Jack?
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a defensive battle here. I mean, as I mentioned before, when you're talking about goals allowed at FC Olympia, they've allowed 3 compared to United PDX's 8. I mean, my guess is something like FC Olympia wins like 3-1. But overall, I do think that both these teams are extremely talented, so I do expect some goals early for sure.
Remember, these 2 teams, they are actually 0-3-1. United against Olympia is 0-3-1 over the last 2 years.
Right.
There was a tie. They've had a lead in every one of those games. It was 2-2 at halftime in the last game. In fact, United led that 1-0 at one point in time. So I think the players know that they can play with this team. The question is, can they get over that last hump? I remember I was a coach of a high school softball team, and we had played one of our rivals. We had lost to them 5 straight times, couldn't beat them. And then one game we beat them, and then we beat them the next 8 times.
That's right. Open the floodgates. Right?
You have to learn how to win.
Right.
You agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is the year for them to do it. United PDX has been very, very strong this year from start to finish. They have the squad to do it, and I think that chip on your shoulder that you talk about, they want to get that first win, and maybe then 8 wins follow that, but it starts with 1 win, and it could come at the end of the season today. We hope so.
Sounds good. Maybe we can make a prediction about who we're going with today. Who do you think might be victorious, just for entertainment's sake?
I'm gonna put my money on United PDX. It's hard to win 5 times in a row or stay undefeated for that long, and so this could be a turning of the tide here.
The more times you play a team, the more you get to know them and you know what their weaknesses are, and you get to probe those weaknesses. So you're going to go United PDX. Jeremy?
I'm also going to go with United PDX. I think with Presnell between the sticks, she's going to be tough to beat today. I'm going with United.
For me, I have to go at FC Olympia. I know I mentioned 3-1 earlier. I'm going to stick with it. I think that FC Olympia, they're undefeated this season. On top of that, United PDX, they have 4 players out. That's going to be super difficult for them. So I'm going to go FC Olympia 3-1. What do you think, Dave?
Geez, I'm going to have to
put you on the spot here.
I'm going to have to make this a tie.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be a close match.
It'll be exactly.
I think it will be a close match.
All right. Sounds great.
Any final thoughts, Jack?
I just think it's going to be a really entertaining game, and 3-1 just because FC Olympia, they've scored 44 goals this season, and then I just don't think that they're going to let their foot off the gas. They're just too talented of a team to say, oh, you know what, I'm content now, because they're just going to keep it going. I think so. That's my take.
I think this is your guys' first time being here at OES.
Beautiful.
What do you think of the facilities?
Yeah, very, very nice.
I know. I've been here before. It's very nice. I like this facility a lot.
Beautiful day for
United played all their games here last season. So we've been at Lincoln High School, artificial surface, and now we're here. This is a beautiful, maintained facility, and you think a high school team plays here.
That's right.
Yep, and one thing to keep in mind when you are playing on the artificial surface like you are back here on a warm day when the sun's beating down on you, if it's 80 degrees outside, I guarantee you it's hotter on the turf. It's got the black rubber on there.
Yeah.
It can sometimes make it very difficult to play on over 90 minutes. So these players may want to conserve their energy because turf can be very difficult to play on in extreme heat.
Yeah, they'll blame the coach to manage the rotation. Wow, that's a good point, Brent.
Speaking of coach, that's something we didn't talk about. Of course, the head coach for United PDX is Eric McClellan. I kid Eric all the time because he's in the Virginia Tech Hall of Fame. He played soccer at Virginia Tech, was an All-American player. He's in the Hall of Fame for Virginia Tech along with Michael Vick, Bruce Smith. I tell him all the time, those are pretty big names, and you're there with them. And the coach for FC Olympia, I believe, do you not?
Indeed. Raphael Cox is the head coach of FC Olympia. He and I actually played together at the University of Washington. I was a freshman. He was a senior, so we've known each other for quite a long time.
You got 2 ducks and a husky.
That's right.
Correct, and he is actually the assistant for the Husky women at this time, too. And in the summertime, he works with this FC Olympia group.
Well, we got a second. Brent, tell us a little bit about your soccer background.
Yeah, so I grew up in the area. I went to Camas High School, won 2 state championships there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. After that, went to the University of Washington.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to OES.
Nice.
All right, and Jeremy, your background in soccer?
Yeah, I've coached and played at the college level and coached youth soccer in Oregon, and I'm excited for this game.
Number 0.
I think they're introducing the starting lineups right now, and I think then we're going to have the national anthem. So we're going to wrap this up. Again, we'll be back at halftime. Brent's going to do the color, so he'll join us back at halftime. We'll recap the first half at the end of the game. We'll do another recap, and we'll sign off. So we're going to head up to our broadcast team upstairs. Oh, you're headed up there.
That's me.
Brent's headed up there.
All right, have a good game, Brent.
Have a good
All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll go to our game announcers right after the national anthem.
And number 9, Peyton Chick. And for our home team, we have number 99, Abby Presnell. Number 18, Maya Loud. Number 42, Natalie Drotzman. Number 31, Penelope McLeod. Number 36, Devin Simmons. Number 13, Leonie Weber. Number 21, Taylor Kruger. Number 22, Bobby Zamora. Number 12, Amber Gilbert. Number 5, Lindsay Antonson. And number 9, Sade Pratt. Please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome to Oregon Episcopal High School in Beaverton, Oregon. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Adam Susman, joined on color by the former Timbers fullback Brent Richards. Brent, this is a game that certainly has a revenge factor to it. While this is, unfortunately, the final game of the season for United PDX, they certainly want payback for FC Olympia, making it their final game of the season, as their only loss this campaign was to FC Olympia.
Yeah, I think it's an important one for them, even though there aren't playoff implications, because, yeah, their only loss on the season. They gave up 4 goals, far more than any they did in any previous match, and so I think it's going to be personal for them. They're going to want to get a good result today.
So what's kind of the mindset of United PDX right now, knowing it's their last game of the season, but for any soccer team, I'm sure you know this better than anyone, this is the last time these 11 are going to really be together on the pitch, especially in the USL, so much turnover year to year, and in the pre-professional ranks in the USL Women's League, these players go on to play professional all over the world, and most of them going back to play in the collegiate ranks.
Yeah, I think they have to have a very high standard of play, and just because it is the last game of the season, they need to keep their standard high. And if they want to play at the next level in the professional game, every game counts. Every game is important, and if they let their standard drop even in a game that isn't going to affect them going forward playoff-wise, that will affect whether or not they have value in the future, all right?
This is a match that last time it was played was just 10 days ago in the USL Women's League. They play games thick and fast. In that match, it was a 4-2 victory, as we mentioned, for FC Olympia. But United PDX went up early courtesy of Nedia Sawan in the 6th minute. The University of Portland product has transferred to Alabama. It is unfortunately not in the starting lineup and not here today for United PDX. Sadie Sider-Eckenberg equalized just 5 minutes later. FC Olympia took the lead in the 36th courtesy of Hannah Boughton. Then Taylor Kruger equalized right before the break in the 41st minute. So, Brent, it was 2-2 going to the halftime break, and then this is, I think, where Eric McCullen, the head coach for United PDX, was frustrated. 2-2 at the break. They felt like they were a superior team in the first 45, and then FC Olympia flexed their muscle, scored 2 goals in the second half. So this is a game that's going to need to be played through the course of the 90, because this is, frankly, the best team in the Northwest Division. And I looked at the power rankings today, the 4th best team in all of USLW.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough match for United PDX, especially because they are missing 4 key players that were with them throughout the entire season, Nydia Sawan being one of them. But can they maintain their good standing that they've had for the majority of this season and keep their level of play high? The first thing I think that Eric McClellan, coach, is thinking about is, can we not get scored on 4 times in this game? You're going to have to go into the match and not concede early, because then that can kind of snowball there. Can you get through the first 10, 15 minutes maintaining the shutout, maybe get a goal yourself, kind of get some confidence and start to build some momentum for yourself.
So here's the starting lineup for the home side. Abby Presnell in net, University of Portland. Product at left back will be Maya Loud. At right back, Sade Pratt. The two fullbacks were very impressive a couple of days ago against, Capital FC Athletica over at Lincoln High School in downtown Portland. Center back tandem will be Penelope Nolan and Natalie Drotzman. In the midfield, unchanged from Friday, Leonie Weber, Taylor Kruger, and Fabi Zamora. And then the attack is where they have to adjust most. Amber Gilbert and Lindsay Atkinson. When you don't have chemistry with your attackers, what's kind of the challenge that's presenting United PDX?
Yeah, as a striker, you want to be playing games, you want to be getting opportunities in front of goal, and if you're not starting matches, it can be difficult to come in to a game where you haven't played most of the season. And so you'd like to think that they've been getting their practice in training day in and day out and trying to keep that confidence going so they can make a seamless transition coming in to start this match.
FC Olympia, 9 wins on the year, 0 losses, 0 ties, 44 goals for, just 3 against, plus 41 goal differentials. Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. It is definitely an offensive powerhouse that they're playing against here. But on the flip side, they've also scored a bunch of goals themselves this year. So we could see a bunch more goals in this game.
Thanks for watching USL Women's Soccer on the Oregon Sports Beat. I'm Adam Susman, joined by Brent Richards with just moments away from kickoff. If you're watching on said stream, United PDX are wearing an all-black kit, attacking from left to right, while the visitors FC Olympia, about 2 hours away up north in Washington, attacking right to left. The 11s are out on the field, and we are ready to go at OES. Can FC Olympia continue to show their dominance in the Northwest Division and keep up the best vein of form we've seen in USL Women's in the last couple of years from the Pacific Northwest? Starting the game will be McKenna Martinez, who is the top goal scorer for this team, the top point getter with 5 goals and 5 assists this season. Pac-12 third team at Oregon State, and she gets things underway. It will be looks like a 4-4-2 look early on, but we'll task our master color commentator, Brent Richards, with trying to dissect the formations early on. It's on the near side with FC Olympia, fed up to Cider Eckenberg, and she has to go back into the midfield. Some pressure on the back line, and then up the far side of the pitch and into touch for the first throw into the game by Maya Loud. She has a good level of height at the fullback position. How can that be an advantage for her, Brett?
Yeah, I think when you have a defensive line that is tall and it is a physical presence, that's what you want in your back line. You want to be able to have that physical presence in the back line and let the other team know this isn't going to be easy. We've got really athletic, smart players back here. It's going to be tough to break us down. Goalkeeper
for FC Olympia has been the same all season. Murphy Schaaf, keeper from Kansas State and Australia. It was the day in, day out start at Kansas State. Well, they didn't have a great season team-wise. Individually, she had a 78 save percentage with 4 clean sheets. Arguments on whose ball it should be. United PDX regained possession. Be a throw-in for Sade Pratt, who we talked to after the game on Friday after a 4-0 victory over Capital FC. She only played the second 45 and did such a good job that she earns the start today. Number 13, Leonie Weber, loses the ball in the first counterattack chance. 2-on-2 break for a moment on the left wing with Martinez. She feeds it inside the 18, back towards net, left-footed shot, and a great first save and a good shot. But Abby Presnell bests the FC Olympia attack.
Yeah, really good counterattack from FC Olympia there. You see how quickly they can move the ball from the back to the front and then get a good chance on goal. Very well done from the United PDX goalkeeper.
So we enter the 3rd minute of action, the first corner kick of the game. FC Olympia, 44 goals on the season. Can they make it lucky number 45? White jerseys crowding towards the back post, and that's where the ball will be whipped into. Last off, at number 15, Hannah Boughton, an upperclassman at Baylor. She scored against PDX United last time they played in that 4-2 affair a week and a half ago.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be important for this United PDX team to limit the amount of set pieces they give away in this match. When you've got an offensive powerhouse like FC Olympia, they're going to want every scoring chance they can get. Set pieces are one of those things.
Karalik shoots it back to Raffensperger, who's the 2023 Western Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year. While United PDX certainly have collegiate, prestigious players on their roster. FC Olympia perhaps more due than any other in USLW. Players from all over college soccer, from the University of Southern Florida to the Seattle University.
Yeah, really well built out FC Olympia team here, NCAA Division I colleges, and so they've done a good job of building out their squad. It is going to be difficult when you're playing against really, really good squad.
Stevens through on net on her left foot. Presnell comes 16 yards out of her box to take it away. That's 2 big saves for the keeper from University of Portland. Saw shouts all from the United PDX backline for offside. Brent not given, and now United PDX trying to chase the other way, but that one scooped up for Schaaf.
Yep, it looked like it might have been in an offside position, one of the players, but it's important that in those situations you don't stop playing. You can put your hand up, but you got to keep playing through those because otherwise you give up breakaway opportunities just like we saw.
Yeah, from any level, from U8s to MLS, you'll hear play to the whistle. Far side with United PDX, but Amber Gilbert can't get there. She's the one starting today with Nedia Sawan's absence, but she a talented attacker in her own right. Played the final half an hour against Capital FC. Wasn't able to get on the score sheet, but did provide some chances. Ambergini Gilbert, a forward from Hawaii, and the first shot of the game from United PDX. May have skipped a heartbeat in Murphy Schaaf's body, but overall that one well wide of the post.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to score from 30 plus in this game, especially if you have limited space like FC Olympia has been doing a good job on the defensive side right now. But always good to get your feet wet, get at least your first shot off.
Poor giveaway by FC Olympia, and a shooting chance early on. They cross instead outside the 6. And that one does not pierce the back of the net. Big number 13, Lonnie Weber, might want that one back, Brent. She had a shooting chance.
Yep, there was a good opportunity. It was just the goalkeeper to beat. It was a tough angle, and so I can see what she was trying to do there. She had 2 players around the 6-yard box that might have had a better angle for it, but once you get those opportunities, you got to take them.
Sade Pratt dances past a couple of FC Olympia bodies, but that ball into touch. Throw in just on the edge of their defensive third for FC Olympia. Headed down well by Devin Simmons, who was the player of the game for PDX United.
Good hold-up play from the FC Olympia forward there. You see every time it gets to that number 17, the striker, she's got options all around her. Players from the midfield running forward, that's how they got through on the last breakaway. It's important that United PDX follow their runners and track them through because they have a lot of good off-ball movement.
United PDX, their game on Friday, Brett, they had the lion's share of the ball, probably 70-75% possession against a Capital FC side that have struggled this year. As we'll get back to that point in a second, as Sade Pratt is given room to run, but the ball just trickles past the end line. Back to my point, Brett, as I was saying, they're playing a Capital FC side where they were afforded most of the ball. They were attacking against a low block. How tough is it to just change your mentality less than 48 hours later and play the best team in the league?
Yeah, I think they had a lot of confidence against that CFC team where they did have a lot of possession. They scored 4 goals, and now when you're coming in against a team that is significantly better and will put you under pressure, those high-pressure moments, can you still try to keep the ball and not deviate too far from your game plan?
Penelope Nolan, the center back, has a give and go. Though she stays cemented to the spot this time around, Devin Simmons by the starting circle, trying to advance on the attack. This is good passing by United PDX. They're stringing together double-digit passes, and just as I say that, taken away. Still trying to enter the attack. Devin Simmons, who usually plays as a fullback in the collegiate ranks, has played more of an attacking role this summer. She's diversifying her game. On the ball yet again, here's Simmons. Looks right, uses her right peg. 20 yards from net, tried another shot from distance, creeps inside the 18, and then cleared away well by FC Olympia. As you can see, what they're trying to do right now is counter back the other way, but the speed of Natalie Drotzman wins out. A tough ball back to her keeper. That's one between fullback and keeper that you want to stay on the turf and not bring up so many turf pellets. Far side with Maya Loud, her pass with her left foot, the square ball gets intercepted, throw incoming for FC Olympia. While they've had the better of the chances, most of the possession going United PDX's way. Eighth minute of action, scoreless at OES High School in Beaverton, Oregon. Usual home ground for United PDX is Lincoln High School. Both turf fields shouldn't be too much of an adjustment. About 15 minutes separate the home grounds. This the final game of the season for United PDX, while FC Olympia go towards the prestigious USL Women's Playoffs. Just 16 of the 80 teams in USLW reach it. Here's a chance to try to go up 1-0. Left-footed shot, edge of the box, and the third save of the game by Abby Prisnell. Probably the easiest of the three, but still nice to feel the ball.
Yep, still got to make the save. There are saves that are easier than others, but still very important that she stays switched on, and she did that.
The stakes are certainly heightened when you're a goalkeeper, and Abby Prisnell has been a savior for United PDX this season, and especially early on in this one. So playing out from the back is FC Olympia.
Yep, you can see that they want to be a very possession-oriented team. Even though they have those really athletic players up front that can get in behind you, they want to keep the ball. They want to dictate the play here.
Prisnell just has to get rid of it as an oncoming Sader Eckenberg, originally from Ottawa, Canada, goes about as far away from home as possible, goes to University of Southern Florida, scored 2 goals in 10 games last year. She'll partner McKenna Martinez in attack. Good step up by Karolak. Stevens switches the field of play. 8 of the 10 outfield players behind the ball, and a good intervention by Drotzman there as a shot with a lot of velocity behind it was whipped in, and her foot kind of got jammed into traffic. She's still limping around, hope she's all right. Meanwhile, United PDX trying to go the other way, ricochets off an FC Olympia knee and almost falls into the path for Leonie Weber. Does not this time around. Weber trying to get on the ball yet again, taken away by Karolak. Fabi Zamora will take a turn. Goes further out left to Antonsen. Antonsen gets a body to fall, tries to hop over it, but charged with the crime just beforehand. 11th minute, scoreless.
Been exciting so far, though. You see every little turnover. Both sides, they're trying to get forward as soon as possible and win that transition battle there so they can get a counterattack. It's been exciting.
At least on Friday, I'm interested to see if you think it's been the same 10 minutes and if you think it's going to be the same going on. United PDX played really narrow with 3 talented midfielders, as here's a fullback right now in the narrow area of the pitch, and Sade Pratt. Can she take it herself? Bringing it onto her left foot, a leave-off ball, right-footed opportunity, and just taken away in the nick of time. Shot coming in low and a save by Schaaf. Good shot on target. That shot coming from Taylor Kruger, number 21.
Yeah, good action there from United PDX. You would think against a team like FC Olympia that does a good job of staying really compact that you'd want to go around, but already we've seen United PDX have some good success going through the middle.
They also don't have their usual target woman in Nedia Sawan, so maybe trying to play more of those quick through balls to utilize your speed, because Sawan is so talented in so many aspects, one of the best finishers, one of the best headers of the ball, but not the fastest. So can United PDX, with a newfound speed on the pitch, take advantage of it? Oh, poor giveaway by Drotzman, and here's an opportunity to make it 1-0, and Prisnell makes her 4th stonewalled stop of the game.
Yeah, really well played from Abby Prisnell there. You saw just before the composure to play out. She didn't get panicked when the ball came back to her feet. Again, though, can't make those mistakes building out from the back because you're going to give away chances if you do that. Got to limit chances against an offensive powerhouse like this.
Abby Prisnell, a young keeper at the University of Portland, originally born in Texas, went to high school right around the street at Lake Oswego at Lake Ridge. United PDX trying to take a breath and hold on to the ball. They've allowed 4 high-class opportunities, and their keeper has gotten them out of it. At this point, when these two played last time, it was already 1-1. Amber Gilbert, can she give her squad an early lead? Dances past 2, but the pass a little bit behind the striding Fabi Zamora.
Yeah, really good technical play from Amber there. She gets it back onto her right foot, plays a good ball just behind the attacker, though, and so we weren't able to get a good shot on goal.
Devin Simmons lengthens her stride, and it was the wrong idea. She has to try to chase the ball, and she collides strongly with Sadie Sider-Eckenberg. So it's been a relatively clean game so far. I don't think Devin Simmons meant any ill intent on that. She just kind of took too heavy of a touch and then collided with the opposition trying to reach it back. Leonie Weber playing it through, a perfect through ball and about half a stride short, but that's a pass that is certainly one that I can't make. Maybe you can, but that was a great ball.
Yep, encouraging play from both sides so far, getting opportunities in goal. You can see there's very good offensive teams here. There's likely going to be many more opportunities. I think we're going to see some goals in this match.
Amira Hussein, number 23, playing at right wing on the far side, has it right now. Certainly has great soccer genes. Her brother is Hassani Dotson, who plays for Minnesota United. Amira, in her own right, has played 84 games at the University of Washington, 10 goals, 7 assists. Played over 4,000 minutes collegially, has quite the experience for still being at such a young age. Taken away on the far side, corner flag by Maya Loud, who plays it further up the line. And given back to FC Olympia, switching the field of play, trying to find some open real estate. Entering the attacking third, here goes Kaya Hansen. Hansen bumped to the ground. The Georgetown fullback earns a set-piece chance in the 15th minute. How would you attack this one, Brent?
I would be a lofted ball back post. I think set pieces from this area, it's going to be tough for the goalkeeper to come out and get it. If you get it to that back post area, it's got to stay outside the 6. Can you fight for knockdowns and get a finish here?
They're one corner this game for FC Olympia. They targeted the back post. We'll see if that's the area they want to hit again. And depending on which zip code the bodies are in right now, inside the 18 on the far side, you're correct. Going towards that back post. And they almost made you look real smart, but it was offside.
Yep, it was a good ball, though. And they was exactly what they wanted to do. She didn't get the touch she wanted. She started a little bit early. It's got into that offside position, but very dangerous moment.
Personnel goes in the middle of the pitch. Devin Simmons needed a cleaner touch there and a poor pass. Shooting opportunity and taken away by Simmons. She with a last-ditch defending effort giving it away, and now she just clears Rid. Probably should have done that the first time. Leonie Weber, the center attacking midfielder for this team, gives to Sade Pratt, who's got one player right in her grill, but the pass up the line to Taylor Kruger does not connect. United PDX struggling to build out from behind.
Yeah, it's going to be important for them going throughout this match that they take those opportunities to have some extended possession. If you're defending for 70% of a match, you get tired real quick.
Be defending a little bit longer here. Maya Loud sticks in her left boot to take it away. Pass gives them a lifeline for a moment, but the cross comes in. Sade Pratt uses her forehead to get it down, and the clearance half-hearted. Leonie Weber makes sure it goes a little bit further. The forwards for United PDX, Amber Gilbert and Antonsen, are talented, but they haven't gotten many touches to the ball as of recent. It's been all FC Olympia since about the 10th minute. Tiptoeing the end line, trying to create a space for a cross. That's what she does, and done well again. No one can quite take advantage of possession. Now it falls to Peyton Chick. Chick towards the back post, a volley chance.
Really excellently taken from Chick there. Even better on the save, though. Really good back post ball. Nothing the defense can do about it, and she gets a good full volley on goal, but Abby Presnell again comes up huge for United PDX.
That was a really nice volley.
Yeah, struck it really well.
17th minute. I think that's 5 saves now for Abby Presnell. He only faced one shot on target the entirety of Friday's match versus Capital FC. She'll be in top form to start the collegiate season in a few months. Switching the field of play to the far side. Defended well. Now brought inside. Good link up by FC Olympia. Is this the opener on her left foot? Bringing it back to her right and cleared away. Once it gets in the 18, United PDX certainly perk their ears up, and they need to. Counter chance. Here's Amber Gilbert. She's speedy, playing it through. Shag comes out, but offside by Antonsen.
Really, really close there. It looked like she might have timed it just right, but referee's there to make, he's watching real closely just there to make the call.
You could hear the collective groans through the stadium because that was a ball with the sharpness of a knife. Chef was coming out.
Yeah, very close to a really good counter attack for United PDX.
Miscommunication for a second, but Hansen will take it herself. Hussein. Out to number 17, Martinez. Martinez with a strong shot, aiming for that near post. Struck it well with her laces, but collected yet again by Abby Prisnell.
Yeah, it's going to be important for United PDX going forward that they limit those balls into those central areas. Can they limit the balls into those to the center striker, who's had more time than you'd like to take a touch and then find the next player? Got to be a little bit more compact there.
Both of these teams played a game on Friday. FC Olympia 2-0 victors over Tacoma, while United PDX 4-0 winners over Capital FC. Inside the 18, cleared well by the WAC Defensive Player of the Year, Raffensperger. Sade Pratt collides but wins the ball back. Shot from distance blocked a few inches off of her foot. Now the pressure is starting to ramp up for United PDX, giving FC Olympia a taste of their own medicine.
That's one of those central passes I'm talking about. Way too easy for the center striker to come off and get the ball there.
FC Olympia attack helping build up, which is why they have a release valve right here. Going over the top, Maya Loud has a player on her shoulders, gives it back to her keeper. Prisnell back to Loud, given some time to think, finds the right option to Leonie Weber. Her turn and then gets megged, given right back to FC Olympia. Top 90 of the box, running towards the end line, cross right in front. Incoming was McKenna Martinez, but danger averted this time around. United PDX have to be careful. 20th minute of action, scoreless at OES High School in Beaverton, Oregon. Smart defending by Raffensperger. Her Seattle University side lost to Nadia Sawan and University of Portland in September. Unfortunately, can't get her revenge on Sawan as the star player for United PDX is absent today. Sade Pratt not on the same wavelength as Antonsen and FC Olympia, using numbers to go the other way with number 13, Karolak. Karolak, quick cross in, blocked well by Leonie Weber. University of Illinois player puts it into the 18, Sade Pratt, and a tussle, going back in for the second time and finally cleared by PDX.
You see FC Olympia in their rest defense there. They're the first ones to every cleared ball there. They've got really good positioning when they're in their attack so that their defenders are ready to step to the ball.
Mary Karolak, originally from Michigan, goes to the University of Illinois. Was the team's defensive MVP in 2023 and 2022. And she'll actually be facing some of her current teammates on FC Olympia, as of course, as we'll pause for a second here as it goes to Gilbert, heads it past the keeper. Can it trickle past the line? No!
Great heroics from the defender there to catch up. That was going to be a sure goal. You hope the goalkeepers are right, and that was a real hefty collision there.
So that was Amber Gilbert, who snuck past the FC Olympia back line. It was well onside. Ball bounced once on the turf, used her height and headed past the keeper, and then just tiptoed nearly past the line, but it was cleared.
Yeah, really well-timed run from Amber Gilbert there, and the through ball was perfect. She had a really good opportunity on goal there. Brave play from the goalkeeper. Amber Gilbert gets there first. Real close to being our first goal of the match.
So unfortunately, Murphy Schaaf, the 5'9" keeper from Australia who represents Kansas State, is still down. She's played every game for FC Olympia this year, and going into the playoffs, this, of course, the last thing they needed for their star keeper to go down. Just peering over at the bench, Brent, it doesn't look like they have a player who's a designated keeper, so maybe someone might have to put the mitts on if she isn't ready to go.
Yeah, it's a situation you see every once in a while in high-level sports, but it could change the outlook on this match if if FC Olympia doesn't have a designated goalkeeper going forward and they have to have a field player step in. But we're really hoping for the best here for the FC Olympia goalkeeper.
She back up onto her feet. That's good to see. Also on the far side, we see Amber Gilbert getting checked up on. I think she's probably more disappointed that ball didn't pierce the back of the net than necessarily her injury.
Yeah, good to see them both on their feet, though.
How great does a goal line clearance feel as a defender? That should give confidence to the FC Olympia back line.
Yeah, as a defender, saving what would be a sure goal like in that situation, it's sometimes better than scoring a goal yourself because you've shown your worth and proven that you're there for a reason. So big time play from the FC Olympia defender to get back and prevent that goal.
The head coach for FC Olympia out onto the pitch, that being Raphael Cox, who's an assistant for the University of Washington. Are we going to get a penalty kick here? Because it looked like Murphy Schaaf just got a yellow card. So now Eric McClellan joins the picture as well. Both head coaches near the penalty arc, something you don't see in every match.
Yeah, I think it'd be unusual for it to be a penalty here since Amber Gilbert was able to get her shot off the best that she could, and even though it was a bit of a collision, you would think in that situation they would be going with the play on call, but we'll see what the final decision is here.
My eyes don't deceive me. She was definitely given a yellow. We'll see what follows.
Yeah, I think the yellow was the correct decision. Amber Gilbert definitely got there first, and Schaaf initiated the contact, which was a very tough collision. Both of them, we hope they're all right, but I think since Schaaf was there second and caused that collision, it is fair to receive a yellow card.
So Schaaf on her line. If it is a penalty, it's a decision on who's going to take it. It'd usually be Nedia Sawan. Amber Gilbert, who'd earned the penalty, is still getting checked up on. Eric McClellan goes to check on her striker. Full name of Amber Guinea Gilbert, but just goes by Amber. Plays at the University of Hawaii. Certainly not a bad place to be in the winter months in the Pacific Northwest. Getting to play summer soccer in Oregon and the winter down in Hawaii. United PDX this season, 7 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Just dropping points 2 times, once to Lane United back in early June on the 9th at Civic Park down in Eugene. The other one, of course, a loss, 4-2 to FC Olympia, a reason that their season is unfortunately over after today. So it will be a penalty, and to take it is number 13, Leonie Weber. Weber didn't get on the score sheet in the 4 goals on Friday, but can give her team a crucial lead in the 27th minute for the 2nd straight game over FC Olympia. Can United PDX go on top? The run-up powered with the right foot, low, kisses off the post and in.
Yeah, really well-placed penalty there. Sometimes some players will go with a more power-oriented strategy on penalty kicks. You can tell she really wanted to go for placement there. Got it right where she intended to. The goalkeeper even chose the correct way, but when you're hitting it off the post, it's going to be tough to save.
Fully outstretched with Schaaf. But that one, like you said, Brent, that's perfect. Maybe you want a little height under it, but it just squeezed off the post and in, and momentum going FC Olympia's way. United PDX says, who cares? And they have a 1-0 lead nearly half an hour in.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You see it's the same script that we saw in previous games with these two teams. PDX United goes ahead early. We'll see what happens next.
FC Olympia trying to get back in this one. This just the 4th goal they've given up this season. Unfamiliar territory. Ranked 4th of all USL women's teams. Good defense by Penelope Nolan, who's capable at fullback and the center back role. She's playing center back this time around, partnered by Natalie Trotzman. United PDX are without starter Kaylin McDougall.
Yeah, and you see FC Olympia getting right back to what they were doing, playing the ball quickly, moving it around the whole pitch, maintaining possession, moving it from side to side. It's important here that United PDX stay switched on after going up a goal, getting a little bit of confidence under them. You see them create a gap there and get the ball through.
Tabion decides to go with the shot herself. Bounces once in front of Presnell, but collects it into her palms.
I've had many coaches tell me throughout the years the most likely time you're going to concede is after a goal is scored or on either end of a half, so important that United PDX stay switched on here. Maybe they get another themselves.
Do you think United PDX change anything about the way they're playing?
I think they try to continue staying compact. They've let FC Olympia through a few times, and they've gotten in wide areas. Thankfully, Abby Presnell has come up really big for them on multiple occasions so far. However, if FC Olympia keeps getting those good opportunities in front of goal, it's going to be very tough for this United PDX team to keep a shutout.
So offside by FC Olympia. Sade Pratt, though, nearly gives it right back, and FC Olympia will retain possession. Into touch. Throw by number 19, Kaya Hansen. Fakes right, comes back left, finds some space with Sider Eckenberg, but the space because of the offside.
Yeah, well done from the United PDX back line there, keeping their line high, taking a yard or two whenever the ball goes back. It's important that they do that because if they don't, it just affords more space for FC Olympia and they can get in those wide areas.
Leonie Weber, the goal scorer, took it down once, took a stab of a cleat. Still in possession of the home team in black. United PDX aiming for their 8th win of the season and revenge on FC Olympia, who will represent the Northwest Division in USLW come the postseason, which is 16 of the 80 teams get that honor. Good front-to-back passing. The ball going further north to Hussein. She's bumped once, goes off her left knee. And good defending by Natalie Drotzman.
Yeah, again, good play from FC Olympia, finding one of their two center forwards and having players underneath to support them for quick 1-2 touches. They've done a good job of breaking those lines and finding their strikers, who have done also a good job of holding that ball up.
Sade Pratt, one of the most athletic fullbacks in the division, but her passing needs to be a bit more crisp today. Maya Loud, who was very impressive on Friday, goes into a sprint. Now, United PDX playing wider. Squared twice to Amber Gilbert, who earned her side the PK, though she didn't take it. Leonie Weber got that honor with a goal in the 27th minute. Here's Weber again, trying to aim for her. Headed instead by Kaya Hansen. Sade Pratt defending for the home side. Goes back to Hansen. No press by United PDX.
Yeah, I don't mind that tactic. When you're getting to this point in the first half, maybe you're starting to breathe a little bit harder. You can't press for 90 minutes straight. You got to choose your moments when to do it and when to do it as a team. So some of these moments when we are a little bit tireder, you got to sit back in your block and let them come to you.
United PDX not playing a 5-back by any means, but Devin Simmons, who's usually a fullback, she plays defender for her college team, is kind of sitting right in front of that back four as a sweeping option. Great intervention by Sade Pratt, otherwise it may have run through to Martinez. Stevens gets the last touch to it for the away side, Olympia. Going in and out is Sade Pratt, and the right back ventures all the way to the left. She connects with her fellow fullback Loud, who gives it back to Presnell. Those two not on the same page. A throw in a few yards up from the far side corner flag. Number 7, Maya Tabion of Columbia University to take it. 3 goals and 4 assists this year in the Ivy League. But she cannot beat out Sade Pratt. Uses her frame well to shield her off. In the 34th minute, Abby Presnell will have a familiar feeling of the ball, but this time not with the save, just a goal kick. Places it down 6 yards away from the end line and pushes it out left. Maya Loud has been probably the less active of the 2 fullbacks, but she's more direct on passing, that time to her detriment, and will be a throw for Olympia. Instructing traffic on the throw, quickly taken over the head of Loud. She'll try to recover to it, but Drotzman, the center back, will help her out. Penelope Nolan and Drotzman, the center back tandem, had some shaky moments in the first 10-15 minutes, but have steadied things since, Brett.
Yeah, they've been doing well of kind of cleaning up the issues they had early on, giving up several chances early. It seems like they've compacted a little bit better, they're communicating a little bit better, and that's really making it a lot more difficult for FC Olympia to break them down.
Amber Gilbert does a good job. She was all over the shoulders of number 4, Kate Raffensperger, who has 59 collegiate games at Seattle University. First team all Western Athletic Conference. Quick toss by Taylor Kruger to Sade Pratt, who loses it at the back heel. Doesn't come off for Martinez, but she still has the ball at her feet. Brings it to her left and back to her right. Really nice play to find space out left with Stevens. Stevens thinks about an early cross. She'll explore that avenue and smartly headed back to Presnell, who's able to grab that one up. Good toss by the keeper.
Good aggressive defending from FC Olympia here. It's been very hard for the 2 United PDX strikers to hold on to the ball for longer than 1 or 2 touches because they've been under such pressure from this FC Olympia back line.
Fabi Zamora is a very talented left-sided midfielder. She was one of the most impressive players on Friday. Hasn't gotten many touches to the ball. When you are a midfielder, you feel you're kind of almost going silent in the game. What can you kind of do to try to bring yourself back into it?
Just central midfielders, they want to get on the ball as much as possible. They want to dictate play. They want to be a part of every attack. And the good ones go from box to box. They'll be the start of a turnover and on their side get the ball forward, and then they'll be up there for the finish as well. So central midfielders just want to get on the ball as much as possible. Play quickly.
Is it an advantage for United PDX where they can essentially empty the tank? They're not really playing for anything next, or for FC Olympia where they know more important soccer is coming? How can United PDX maybe take advantage of that in the mentality battle?
Yeah, I think it depends on the player, but how you approach the match has got to be with the top mentality, right? Every match counts. They don't have any more games this year, United PDX. So yeah, they can empty the tank on this. They can leave everything out there and do everything for each other and themselves in this match.
Amber Gilbert, for not the first time today, makes the FC Olympia back line feel troublesome. Ultimately, the result goes the away team's way with a quick goal kick.
Yeah, it's been a good battle between Amber Gilbert and this back line. They're putting her under a lot of pressure with good defending, and then on the flip side, when they have the ball, she's running straight at them, making them play quickly. It's been tough on both sides for them to keep the ball.
Sade Pratt forced number 18, Sydney Stevens, in an awkward situation with her back towards the attacking net. Ultimately, Taylor Kruger came and helped out, earned a throw for FC Olympia. They're battling out in the same spot right now. Through ball given over to Antonsen to run onto. Schaaf does a good job to come out. To reiterate, United PDX up 1-0, courtesy of a penalty kick that was earned by Amber Gilbert and taken by Leonie Weber, converted in the 27th minute.
Yeah, really well from the goalkeeper, Schaaf, to come out on that last play. She got out there really, really quickly. An oncoming PDX United attacker.
Stevens doesn't get there first, but ends up with the ball, has it on her right foot, fires away a shot, and blocked on the edge of the 18 immediately by Penelope Noland. Second opportunity, given over to Stevens again, and Presnell is there in the nick of time.
Yep, well done from United PDX to stay compact there and keep their lines high, not drop too deep into their box, forces the offside there.
Unlike FC Olympia, United PDX electing to go long when the goalie interacts with the team and the ball.
Yeah, at certain points in a match, you can't play out on every play, and so sometimes going long and fighting for knockdowns does give your team a little bit of a breather there, and then you can start your attack from the midfield.
I think part of that is also just the precedent of it not working great this game for United PDX, and look, off the long ball here.
Yeah, I think it's been difficult for PDX United to build out at times here, and that could be partially missing those 4 players that are normally in the starting lineup, not having that familiarity of where your teammate is going to be, a little bit of confusion in the build out at times, and so going long, possibly the better option.
United PDX will look to live in the attacking third. Actually have a set piece chance here, inches away from the touchline. FC Olympia in a similar spot, attack the back post, more bodies centrally inside the 18 for United PDX. Sade Pratt, the intended target, hits off of Amber Gilbert, and not cleared away with a smash. Instead, she'll take a few touches and then go at the back line. Noland had an oncoming Hussein towards her, so just had to get rid of it. Wasn't really able to aim where she wanted to be, and that ball out of play, just narrowly so in the 40th minute.
Yeah, you see often that when one team gets a really good set-piece opportunity, whether it be a corner or a wide free kick there, it's often also a really good opportunity for the defensive team on a counterattack. You saw them nearly get it there, offside in the end, but important that when you do have set pieces in your attacking half, that you maintain your structure and are ready for a counter as well.
But a great battle so far after a 15-minute start owned by FC Olympia. A PK goal by United PDX sees them with the lead. It was 2-2 at halftime the last time these two played. A clean sheet would be an incredible way to end the season for Eric McClellan and his side.
Yeah, you see United PDX having a little bit more comfortability with keeping the ball there. As I say that, they give it away, but using that opportunity to rest on the ball a bit and get a bit of a breather with the ball.
If the result stands, it would be the 5th clean sheet of the season for United PDX. They're trying to double their lead right now. Smart pass over, a little bit heavy for Fabi Zamora, who just reaches it in time. Acted very nonchalant on the ball. Puts her studs on top of the sphere and goes centrally to Devin Simmons. Simmons, a deep line playmaker role, goes up to Antonsen, who quickly feeds it back. Square ball to the right with Taylor Kruger. Kruger takes a heavy touch forward, but smartly so, and takes a shot, does not trouble Schaaf.
Yeah, good hold-up play from Antonsen that time, though. She's struggled with a little bit of the pressure that FC Olympia backline has given her, but takes a good first touch, plays it back, they get a chance, nearly on goal.
Tonight's match in the Oregon Sports Beat is brought to you by Core Water, enhanced with electrolytes and minerals. Core hydration helps you stay feeling your best. Near side with Hansen. Pressured by Kruger. Side Eckenberg. Stevens has been menacing on this left side. What can Sade Pratt do?
Good defending there from Sade Pratt. She stays with her, keeps her in front of her, prevents the pass from going through.
Pratt does good defensively, will be called into action yet again. But unfortunately, that won't do it as a foul. In Sade Pratt's roller, where she's defending against a very talented Stevens who likes to cut into that stronger right foot, would you kind of suggest keeping her wide into her left?
Yeah, it depends. Some players explode better to their right or explode better to their left. So you generally in the final third want to keep players wide as possible and limit shots in there. But she does well to keep her in front of her.
Stevens has done good with the ball at her feet. What can she do off a set piece delivery? Raises her left hand. Presnell stays glued to her line, hits off the post, second opportunity not there, and this game stays scoreless for FC Olympia, while United PDX just get scared there, but will hold on to their 1-0 lead.
Yeah, really, really good ball in there from FC Olympia, and gets the header, just wasn't quite as strong as she wants it to be, goes off the post. I think the United PDX team either thought it was wide or in the goal. They kind of stopped for a moment. Really fortunate not to concede there.
Brand Entertainment at OES School. Karolak, two-time University of Illinois Defensive Player of the Year. Her side has only given up the 4th goal all season Guess they'll have to settle for a plus 40 goal differential instead of plus 41. Good run by Devin Simmons. Goes from defensive third to attacking third. Maya Loud takes her turn, has it on the end line, delivers in a cross. Did that ball pass the end line first? It may have. Ultimate result will be the same either way, a goal kick. Schaaf quickly picks up her head and goes out left.
Yeah, good counterattack there from United PDX. Even though FC Olympia does get behind the ball, they have several players there. United PDX keeps possession there, something they've struggled with on the counters at times, and get close to getting a good ball in the center.
Past the halfway line, here goes Hannah Boughton. Played half of the games at Baylor this year. Hussein at the University of Washington and puts it over the bar. One that Abby Prisnell had to attempt for, Brett, but not ultimately trouble.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of confusion there from Sade Pratt. She was like, do I go inside and follow this player here, or do I stay wide with the person that I'm primarily marking? So I think some communication helps maybe from the rest of the back line there, from Sade Pratt as well, to kind of figure out who's marking who in that situation, because they did get stretched in that moment.
Penelope Nolan goes up to Taylor Kruger. That's good vertical soccer. And ultimately the run by Antonsen may have been offside, but still ends up with a keeper for FC Olympia, who sit top the Northwest Division.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of back and forth play from both teams where they do want to take advantage of that counterattack there, but that style of play, counterattack going one end to the other right after the other, can be very tiring, especially on this artificial turf and in the middle of the day.
Great outside the boot pass by Leonie Weber, who possesses the game-winning goal right now. Back inside, Antonsen brings it on to her left foot, trying to turn the keeper in a curled effort. Good idea, but ultimately wide.
Yeah, you're starting to see the FC Olympia team get a little bit tired as well. That throw into Leonie Weber from this side, she was under zero pressure from them, was easily able to turn out and mount the attack from the other side. I think both teams hoping for halftime soon, real quick.
So as we go into the halftime break, what does the head coach Cox do differently for maybe FC Olympia? They're chasing this game. They've had chances for sure. Abby Prisnell has been the reason they're still scoreless. So is there anything you would change?
On the offensive side, no. I think they've had a lot of good chances. Their build-out has been successful many, many times. They've gotten the ball wide, and they've come inside and had some what you would think would be good scoring opportunities. Unfortunately for FC Olympia, Abby Prisnell has come up huge every time. But on the offensive side, I think FC Olympia has been very, very close to that final product. And if they continue with that, they'll get plenty more chances.
And with both teams missing some key players today, the depth will be called into question, and stamina certainly a strength usually for this team's. More players will likely have to go 90. Sade Pratt, who only played 45 last time around at fullback, will be lots of running. Perhaps the position where stamina is tested the most in modern soccer. We're 90 seconds into first half stoppage time. There was a relatively lengthy pause, which ultimately ended in a penalty kick. The keeper, Murphy Schaaf, was down. Amber Gilbert got checked up on as well. After about a 2-3 minute stoppage, Leonie Weber put it in the back of the net. With the referee's discretion, we continue.
Yeah, and if I'm the United PDX coach, Eric McClellan here, then I'm very, very happy with a 1-0 lead at half. Can they continue it, though, and continue to do those things that they've done well, making things compact at the back and limiting those inside passes from FC Olympia?
They gave up 2 goals in the second half to FC Olympia last time they played. The most goals they've given up in the second half this entire season.
Yeah, I think at halftime you will likely be speaking to his players and say, hey, this game is far from over. We've got to stay strong through the rest of the match. Can't be a tale of two halves. We've got to stay in front here.
Really good team defending there by United PDX. It could spark a break going the other way. Sade Pratt comes up from her fullback spot to help out, but this currently going the opposite direction of her, trying to find Antonsen. That was Amber Gilbert who had the ball for the majority of the time.
Yeah, very nearly comes off, but I think had Amber Gilbert realized that they really had very good numbers going forward in that last counter, she would have been sprinting at full speed there. She kind of slowed down a little bit and allowed that FC Olympia back line to kind of get their structure back. If she starts going directly at one of those players, they'll begin to get out of sorts. I think she'd want that one back.
Trying to make it 3 straight wins to close this season and 8 wins total on the year for United PDX, coached by Eric McClellan. Played soccer at Virginia Tech before playing pro. In the center circle, a lot of pressure by Sider Eckenberg. Forced up the line and out of play by Tabion. Can't get there in time. 4 minutes into stoppage time. We should hear the ref blow at his whistle twice shortly. Does either team have something to change the narrative of this game beforehand? These are the goals that I'm sure, the chances that I'm sure would rue the day, but United PDX go into the halftime break with a 1-0 lead. Brent, your thoughts on the first 45?
Yeah, it's been back and forth, a lot of good opportunities from both sides. Abby Presnell obviously coming up with some big saves for United PDX early in that match. And then on the other side, kind of against the run of play, Amber Gilbert gets in behind, gets a good opportunity on goal. Tough collision with the goalkeeper, Schaaf, which causes the penalty. United PDX up 1-0. I think they'll be very happy with that scoreline at half because by all accounts, FC Olympia has had the better play and the better opportunities in this first 45.
Leonie Weber's the goal of the difference. Still lots to talk about on this halftime show. Dave Hall, Jack MacArthur, and Jeremy Goldstone will break it all down. Stay with us on the Oregon Sports Beat.
Welcome back. Halftime here at Oregon Episcopal School in USLW action. Our score here at halftime, United PDX 1, Olympia FC 0. We talked earlier in our opening segment of the 4 previous games that these teams have played. United has taken the lead in every single one of those games. And here we are, halftime of this game, United with the lead.
It's almost like you predicted it, Dave. You know, you spoke about it earlier. Yeah, it was an interesting first half for sure. You know, FC Olympia, they were out shooting United PDX in that first half 12-5. But despite the fact that they outshot them, United PDX with the lead from the PK.
I'm Dave Hall, along with Jack MacArthur, Jeremy Goldstone, and Brent Richards. Brent coming back down here from the color commentary in the first half. A couple of things that I want to stats that stuck out with me, and maybe we can all talk about them. One is this game easily could be 5-0 the other way. Yeah. If not for Abby Presnell, she was outstanding. I remember the goal in the attempt in the 3-minute mark, a breakaway, one-on-one, straight at her a couple of feet away. She stoned the shot. That was a great play, and I think that gave some momentum to the United PDX. She's had 7 saves in the first half. And then, of course, the goal by Leonie Weber. It was a penalty that was Amber Gilbert was the one who was knocked down there, and Leonie Weber took the penalty kick and scored the goal to make it 1-0. Jeremy, your thoughts on the first half? You got any stats for us? Or
Yeah, no, I think it's been a very even match, back and forth. Both sides having some excellent possession and some nice connective play. I think that United PDX really grew into the game after a couple big saves by Abby Presnell, and again, I think she was the player of the first half, really. Although I think Sade Pratt had a lot of effective plays, both on defense and pressing forward. I think Olytown was trying to build on the left side a lot with Kaya Hansen, and that was working pretty well, but I would say that it was basically just exciting to watch, both back and forth, both teams sort of having chances. Possession was pretty balanced. That exciting right before the halftime, the exciting shot off the post sort of got my blood boiling. I was wondering if they were going to equalize, but again, Abby Presnell had it just right, and I'm excited to see what the changes the coaches make in the second half to see if they can get a little more from each side, and hopefully United will come out on top as I predicted in the beginning. We'll see what happens. What do you think, Brent?
Yeah, it's been an exciting match so far. I think we've got all the things we wanted. Really good offensive play from both sides, chances created, but then also really, really good defensive play, which makes us happy as defenders, right? But it's been very exciting. I think to have PDX United up 1-0 at half, or United PDX up 1-0 at half, is a good thing for Eric McClellan. He's feeling good about his team right now. He's going to encourage them to keep their standard high for this second half, though.
Last week we were here for the women's game, and our player of the game was Maya Loud on the defense. She has played outstanding here in the first half. On the other side of the field, though, Sade Pratt. Those two have played very well, stopping any forward action by Olympia FC.
Yeah, a lot of really good individual 1v1 defending from both of them, limiting chances, stopping crosses, stopping shots. Sometimes you saw them let the player come inside and it looks like they're going to get a shot off, but each time blocked shot from either Sade Pratt or from Maya Loud there. So good outside back defending there. Jack,
this is our backup goalie in the game, and of course last week it was a great effort by Liz Rodriguez, but Presnell has just been hot.
Yeah, no, she's been great for sure. She's had some great defense, and on top of that, I think that it's really been a defensive battle, as you guys mentioned. There's only been one goal, and it was from a PK, so that's been an interesting thing, in my opinion.
Your comments, your thoughts about the goaltending in the first half, Jeremy?
I think Presnell just had Oli Town's number. She was anticipating the shots. She had a few missed touches after redistributing out to her outside backs, but I think ultimately she showed up big in the net, and I hope she has a continued success in the second half. I think it would be interesting to see, although I've seen some success played through the middle, it seems like both teams are preferring to use the width and play down the sidelines. What are you noticing about the offensive efforts today?
Yeah, the ball will start in the middle because those central midfielders want to get on the ball as much as possible, but then a lot of really good, exciting interplay from those wide players as well. You'll see sometimes that central midfielder make a run into the corner when they've already brought in the fullback, and so that creates the space for them. And so a lot of good interchange and interplay, going wide and then coming back inside to get a shot off.
In the past games that I've seen, United has tended to play on the wings. Right. And this game, they've taken a lot of shots right down the middle, got forward, got the ball in position. Tactically, does it seem different to you?
Yeah, I think when you have two strikers like United PDX does that are very athletic and good at holding up the ball, you want to get them at the ball as much as possible too. Especially, I think Amber Gilbert has been very productive coming short for the ball and then getting in behind. That's what caused the first goal, or led to the first goal with the penalty kick. So can you get those players like Amber Gilbert coming short and then also testing them in behind as well?
Your thoughts on how Abby Presnell is playing?
Oh, she's been excellent. I think I've been very, very impressed with how composed she's been throughout this match. And it's tough sometimes when you haven't been the starter to come in and immediately make an impact on the game. But you saw it 3 minutes into the game. She comes up with a huge save, probably great for the confidence for her. And since then, she's made several more big saves. She's been very composed on the ball, building out from the back with her team. So I've been very impressed with a mature performance from her.
It's not like she doesn't have a lot of experience. She's a goaltender for the University of Portland.
Yeah, it is a player that clearly has a lot of experience, but at the same time, when you haven't been getting those starting minutes and you're only playing in training, it can be very difficult to come into this sort of match, a match against the best offensive power in the league, right? She showed her worth in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a match with a lot of high intensity, but as you mentioned, she looks very composed, and I think that, she's really been the MVP for United PDX, in my opinion, so far this game.
You were keeping stats, Jack. Let's talk about a couple of things. Has there been a corner kick in the game? So
far, FC Olympia has 2 corners to United PDX's 0. So
no red cards?
No red cards, and there is 1 yellow. I believe it was against FC Olympia when they conceded that penalty.
Is that your recollection? Brent?
Yeah,
You were
that's-
doing the color.
That sounds about right to me, but on those corner kicks and those wide free kicks, those were some of the best opportunities that each side has had in the game. FC Olympia, that's where they got one of their headers off the post. And when you're United PDX and you haven't had as many shots on goal like FC Olympia has, then you got to take advantage of those set piece opportunities.
How about offsides? How many of those have we had? Do you recall?
I believe it's 1-0. I want to say it's against. Or United PDX had the offsides. Yeah.
Okay.
Once.
Any other stats that would stick out, Jack?
I mean, just if you look at the stats, as I mentioned previously, FC Olympia 12 shots, 9 of those on target. A lot of the times when FC Olympia's shot the ball, that's been on frame, which is huge. And they've been pretty consistent when it comes to like the offensive flow they've had in this game, despite the fact they haven't scored yet. They've had so many chances. And then United PDX 5 shots, 1 on target, but they have the lead right now with the PK.
I was listening to the play-by-play, and there were some really interesting side notes that I picked up on. The Ole has, I believe, the WAC Defensive Player of the Year. They have a girl who played at the University of Illinois. They have some really big-name players. No wonder they're 9-0.
Yeah, I was talking with the FC Olympia head coach before the match and saying, it's like, are these all Seattle local players that are Olympia local players that come back into town for the summer?
Right.
And he said a good deal of them are, but yeah, they have also done a really good job of building out their roster with top players from around the NCAA First Division, and some of them are from very, very far away. And so you can see that in their play. They've got a lot of superstars out there, a lot of firepower, really athletic, really skilled soccer players for that FC Olympia team.
Jeremy, these college players, what's the advantage of playing on a team like this in the summer?
I think playing in the summer just keeps your fitness and your touch sharp, and it helps you just to connect with the players around you. I agree with Brent. I think the technical skill of all the players is really high. I'm interested to see how United comes out in the second half and see if they can't take advantage of some of those set pieces. I think the game is going to come down to a well-executed set piece. There's only been a few, but definitely has created some of the more dangerous chances. So I don't know. I think the college players just love to get a break from their programs, and maybe a different coach has a little different philosophy. Maybe they reconnect with an old friend if they're local, and I think just playing with different teams sort of brings out different skills that you can have, and I don't know. I think they enjoy maybe a break from school and just a chance to play free in the summer.
Yeah, and to your point, Jeremy, I think a lot of these women are looking to go to the professional side after they're done playing in college, and this gives them a good opportunity to play with new players, which is something that professional squads want in these young players. Can you come into a new squad, and even if they only have a couple months together in this season, can you immediately start to gel with them and play good soccer immediately? Because most teams, they're playing year-round together, and they have a good opportunity to kind of form a bond together and how they're going to play. But in these situations where it's a summer team and you only have a couple months together, can you immediately make an impact? That's something that pro coaches will want to see.
Yeah.
Jack, the men's league, the USL2, there are about 128 teams.
It's a lot of teams, yeah.
In the USLW, there are 80 teams. 16 teams are going to make postseason play in the USLW. That means about 1 in 5 teams is going to make the postseason. This division, the Northwest Division, has 5 teams. They are not going to get a wild card team. They are going to only have one qualifier, and it's already been decided before we ever play this game. Olympia FC is going to be the representative from this league. Now, next year, I understand the league is trying to add a couple of teams in the Northwest Division.
Right.
Ballard has indicated they may want to field a women's team next year, and Spokane has shown some interest in fielding a team. If we can get more teams in the Northwest Division, the better chance for us to pick up that second playoff spot, because I think every other team in the Northwest Division, every other league in the Northwest Division is getting 2 spots. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe the wild card is going to the Northern California division, and so it's unfortunate that the United PDX isn't going to get a shot at this. The Northwest Division isn't going to get a shot, because you can see they're a very, very good squad, and we won't get to see how they do against these other divisions around the country, because unfortunately, yes, there's only one playoff spot in this instance.
Did you play summer?
I did. I played with back in the day, it was called the USL PDL League, and I played with the Portland Timbers under-23 team.
not just played, you won the championship.
Yes, we won a championship over it. It was called PGE Park then.
Yep.
It was a very special season. We went undefeated, 16-0.
You also played in the I'm forgetting what championship league, and you won a championship in that league.
Yes, it's tough to do. It was a very special time. It was 2021 in Orange County SC. We went to the championship out in Tampa. We were expected to lose and ended up winning. So it was a very special time. It was very tough to do. It's winning a national championship. There can only be one every year, and so very difficult.
Play with anybody whose name we might recognize?
Oh, sure. I got Didier Drogba.
Right.
My first
Sure.
professional match was against David Beckham and Landon Donovan and Robbie Keane, so a bit of nerves in that one.
Did you actually play, or did you just stand
That
there?
was my first game playing, yeah.
Were you awestruck?
A little bit.
Wow.
It was tough. I think we lost that one, so.
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yeah, no, I'm a little awestruck by the names that you got to play with. I was
Right.
thinking, I remember. Did you ever get to play with Stevie Evans? I think he was a local kid.
Yep,
as
he
well.
was on that Portland Timbers under-23 team as well that won the championship, so he was a big piece of that. Another
That's-
good local player.
That's great. Northwest, we have some great soccer players out here. It's wonderful.
Jack?
Yeah, I thought it was a really interesting first half, and I think it's really going to come down to if FC Olympia can keep this offense flowing, because they had so many chances in that first half they just were unable to capitalize. As Brent mentioned, in the 42nd minute there was a header missed off of a set piece, and it was off the left post. So we'll see how the second half turns out, Dave.
The United's up 1-0 here at halftime.
Right.
Last time it was a draw at 2-2, and they didn't score in the second half. Gave up 2 more goals and beat 4-2. What do you see different? What strategy-wise do you see different for these two
I think we
teams?
got to send it back, yeah.
All right, we're ready to start the game. Brent has to get back up to the color booth, and we'll go up there right now.
Good to see you, Brent.
Yeah, thank you.
Back for the second 45 between United PDX and FC Olympia. United PDX trying to take down a team that has not lost yet in the Northwest Division.
Good work. Good step.
So we're back underway, and Antonsen will head over to Fabi Zamora and back to the back line. Looks like there may be some new bodies in as Devin Simmons has gone from midfield to fullback. By the penalty arc, Sade Pratt gets rid of it with her right foot, reaches it out to Taylor Kruger. Kruger gets past Swan and tripped up in the process. That will be a free kick.
Seeing a lot of energy from this FC Olympia crew coming out of halftime. You can tell that Raphael Cox wanted them to come out with energy here and really put them under a lot of pressure.
So we're just a minute in and can't quite tell yet, but we'll see if anything is different tactically or formation-wise for either of these sides. FC Olympia certainly had chances, and you think if they play the same way for another 45, one will ultimately burst through. Fabi Zamora got the last touch to it. Near side with Devin Simmons. Cuts in. Maya Loud. Fed through to Antonsen. Shot from distance on her right foot. Routine save for Schaaf.
Yeah, really well struck there, but again, right at the center of the goal. Schaaf is going to clean that up all day, but good start from United PDX, showing some life. They were starting to wear, I think, fitness-wise at the end of that first half. Both sides were, so coming out with energy in this second half, getting an early shot on goal is very good for this United PDX side.
47th minute, United PDX lead courtesy of a Taylor Kruger goal in the 27th minute from the PK spot. Hammered it home, kissed off the right post and into the back of the net. Hannah Boughton. Ooh, poor giveaway by the FC Olympia back line. They won't pay for it this time, but can't do something like that again. Back to Fabi Zamora. Edge of the 18. Cross ricochets off a shin. And then back inside for a corner.
Yeah, the substitute showing a good start to the second half here and immediately making an impact and creating that chance. Every time you get a set piece like this, it's a good opportunity. So hopefully we'll see somebody take advantage of it here.
Corners, I believe this might be the first for United PDX. FC Olympia had 2 in the first half. This one going towards the back post, near the keeper, and just over the net. A little hop of frustration by Natalie Drotzman, who got to it first and got to it strong, but it just going high.
Yeah, really dangerous ball in. You saw it went to the far post there, and I think the goalkeeper misjudges it a little bit. Doesn't look like she got a punch to it, but does just enough to throw off the big center back for United PDX. Very close to a goal, though.
So FC Olympia trying to make him pay for it with potentially a 2-goal swing. Going wide out left, Sade Pratt showing her speed, and will shepherd this one all the way out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, really good defending there. It looked like for a moment that the FC Olympia winger had the step on her, and then in 2-3 steps, Sade Pratt catches up and gets position on her. Good recovery defending there.
Taylor Kruger over to Fabi Zamora. Punches it out wide. Devin Simmons arrows it further out left. Big piece of housekeeping business. Number 25 came in up top. That is Ellie Unflat. She played about the final 15 minutes yesterday, so we'll see what she has to do in attack. And I think if United PDX can grab a second, they're feeling very confident about their chances.
Yeah, started the second half very, very well. They've been getting it wide on this left-hand side and having some good interplay. That time, Amber Gilbert gets out wide from the run underneath and nearly gets around her defender there. It's good defending in the end, but really encouraging from the United PDX side. They're building out a little bit better, at least so far in this first half.
Amber Gilbert was trying to hold her run, but she didn't have a running start to try to grab that ball. Into touch, throwing 10 yards up, maybe call it 15 for FC Olympia in the 50th minute. Raffensperger, who for just the 3rd time this season won't earn a clean sheet. Penelope Noland launches it forward, but the cannon back the other way is intercepted by United PDX, ultimately still ending up with FC Olympia. Goes off the right foot of Penelope Nolan. Sade Pratt has to think about it, tries to turn back the other way. 2 FC Olympia players on her. Shielded it off ultimately, and it ends up with a white jersey. Right by the far side, corner flag opportunity to get the cross in. They do, and cleared away on the edge of the 18 by number 22, Fabi Zamora. Usually more of an attacking midfielder, but Fabi Zamora helping her team defend when they need it, trying to protect this clean sheet.
Yeah, good defending in the end by PDX United there, forcing the ball to go wide, limiting that space, keeping your front line or your back line and your midfield really, really tight, not letting too much space in there. You don't ever want to get more than 15 yards apart between your midfield and your back line, so doing a good job of staying compact in this first half, or this second half.
Payne Schick and Hansen linked up. Zamora gets it taken away. Maya Loud making no doubt about that clearance. FC Olympia trying to string double-digit passes together. They're going rather direct. A few ball rolls by Hussein, number 23, on the far side, and cleared out just as she delivered the ball towards the edge of the box. Ellie Unflat getting her first couple of touches since checking in for Eric McClellan's United PDX side. Trying to reach further out to right, but they cannot find the intended option. Right in front of the United PDX bench. Good move. Maya Loud coming to help defend. So Maya Loud went from playing left back in the first half, Brent, to now she's kind of playing that Devin Simmons role of marshaling the defense right in front of the back four, and Simmons will come to left back.
Yeah, she's done very well in that defensive sitting midfielder role so far, kind of making sure everything goes wide. Anything that comes through there, she's crunching it in a tackle and is showing her ability and her versatility. If she can play left back, she can play central defensive midfielder as well. So been good so far in the second half.
FC Olympia trying to run at Sade Pratt yet again, finding a lane in the left central channel. Pratt still chasing down. A few Olympia players were offside. Ball doesn't even reach it's nonetheless. Maya Loud gets a right toe in there. Run up on by Raffensperger. Gave it over. Upper 90 of the box. Dancing with Boughton. Boughton puts it on target, trying to aim towards that close to number 20. But instead collected by Abby Prisnell, who will justifiably so take a moment on the ball in the 54th minute.
Yeah, way to stay sharp there. Abby Presnell making sure that anything in and around her 6-yard box through the air, she's coming out and able to get it. So well done.
Back with Peyton Schick, who went to Western Washington, played pro for a while overseas. Now back in the Pacific Northwest.
I think one of the things that's going to be important for both sides as we get further in this match is that they stay switched on when they're in possession. As you see, ball went forward a little bit earlier for United PDX, and their back line a little bit out of sorts there. Can they stay organized even in those down moments?
Boughton intercepts the pass and will take it herself. Has it by the PK spot. Right-footed shot, tackled. No PK. And a great challenge. Sade Pratt, the happiest of all, as she was the one to give the ball away.
Yeah, in the end, really good last-ditch defending there. Great tackle to block the shot. You thought she was going to get a good opportunity in front of the goal there. It looked like she had her beat. Gets her foot in the way just in the nick of time.
Devin Simmons takes that one away. They do have a player down on the edge of the box, and play will stop for her. That's one of the subs who came into the game. So in soccer, whenever there's a head injury, ref is forced to stop it immediately. She will get checked up on, although she probably doesn't want it right now. Just wants to resume plays. FC Olympia trying to grasp at the momentum and the straws they've recollected as we approach the 56th minute. She'll step off for just a brief moment, as actually she's doesn't want to, but now she'll finally start her jog.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of action on this far side of the field. The FC Olympia left winger going at Sade Pratt. Going to be a really good battle, I think, in this second half. You've seen both of them get the better of each other already. I think that they're probably, there's a little bit of no love from there from the two of them, so it's going to be a good battle.
So Amber Gilbert running out of back four by herself, has Ellie Unflat with her. Jess squeaks past. Can Unflat get there in the nick of time? She cannot, though it will be a throw-in for United PDX.
Yeah, good break for PDX United there. It was always going to be tough to get a really good chance. I think it was a 2v4 situation, but to end up deep in the opponent's half with a throw-in is a good outcome.
Sliding challenge keeps possession for United. Fabi Zamora over to Antonson, who lays out for the ball. Ellie Unflat sacrificing her body as well, though she gets a foul in doing so.
Yeah, it's been good to see Ella Unflat come in and make an immediate impact as a substitution in this game. I think as players begin to get more tired, it's going to be even more important that those substitutes that come in really keep the level of play high.
Final game in the Northwest Division for United PDX, and also the same can be said for FC Olympia, but they have postseason soccer after this, and a push from behind from Devin Simmons does not bring out a caution of any color, but a quick restart for the Washington-based team. Back heel, trying to find Tabian. The toss to Boughton. Cross towards the PK spot, and just saved by Natalie Drotzman, the center back. Schick Still going inside and a swing and a miss by Hussein, but another opportunity is launched over. That one needed power, not patience.
Yeah, really good play from FC Olympia there to get that ball in. It may be a little bit firmer of a pass than she wanted, but she was swinging for the fences on that one. Sometimes all you need is just to get that on target, especially when it's coming from one side to the other. It's tough for the goalkeeper to get across their line. If you get that on target, you got a chance. Got to connect, though.
According to USLW, this is the number 4 ranked side, FC Olympia, in all of USLW pre-professional. That's of 80 teams, so a very impressive feat. United PDX taking it to them thus far with a 1-0 lead at nearly an hour in. Into Hussein, who thought she got tripped. Ref says no. Shakes his head each direction. And that'd be Prisnell able to collect. I think by her lack of argument, she may be agreeing with the ref.
Yeah, not a foul for me. I think the ref does a good job there. May have been a little bit of contact, not enough to draw a foul, though.
Ellie Unflat will advance play, but no black jerseys in the vicinity. Ball now in the center. Olympia connecting well, creating their triangle patterns, passing. It's back on the far side and recycled to the back. Schaaf started every game for FC Olympia and started every game for Kansas State collegiately. She's getting all the experience she needs. Another sub getting ready to come in.
Yeah, we're seeing United PDX starting to press a little bit higher, running at the goalkeeper there, moving their lines up. If they do that, it's important that they all do it together on the same page there. You can't have just 1 or 2 players going and trying to track down a player. It's got to be moving together as a team, because if one person does it and the other doesn't, you create gaps.
2-on-3 break. Does FC Olympia have the speed? Drotzman there yet again, a brick wall. And the sliding challenge by the attacker for FC Olympia can't come out. They still have the ball, though. This time they'll try on the near side. Devin Simmons stands tall.
Yeah, we've given Abby Presnell a lot of credit in this first half, but Drotzman has been excellent as well. Really doing a good job of stepping to balls, preventing crosses from coming in, making those last-ditch tackles. This entire United PDX back line has been very good so far.
Going from right back to left back in 4 passes. Now centrally. Knocked away well by United.
And we see there in the first half on those clearances where we get the ball 40 yards up the field, United PDX was then getting their back line up another 5, 10, 15 yards sometimes. They're starting to get a little bit tired now. That last one, they get a good clearance out and then only gain maybe 2, 3 yards. That allows this team to have space.
Another golden opportunity. This one goes on the opposite grass field behind the field. 62nd minute, just 28 minutes to try to salvage an undefeated season in league play for Olympia. Sade Pratt can't find Ellie Unflat. Ends up with her ultimately. Unflat doesn't have any opportunity to run, so just twinkles it up the line.
Yep, good opportunity for United PDX to get their lines up here. They're very stretched right now. Can they get 5, 10 yards and make it harder for this FC Olympia team to play? Right now, there's a ton of space, and it's been made that a lot easier for this FC Olympia team to play around them and through them.
Number 23, Amira Hussein, who is playing on the wing to start this game, has the ball right now. She's playing more as the number 9. Tabian, back to Hussein. Has it on the end line. Strong challenge by Devin Simmons, out for a corner.
Yep, again, well defended in the box. It maybe not as good as they'd like to get to that position, but in the end, puts in a good challenge, prevents a shot on goal.
So they were troubling off a corner a few times in the first half. This, their first opportunity from the quarter circle on the far side. Attacking left to right hasn't been as conducive to chances as there was the opposite direction the first half. A set piece routine. I want another dress rehearsal. That one doesn't go well.
Yeah, a bit bouncy there, and on this artificial turf surface, it can be tough sometimes when it's sticky out there. The surface isn't wet. The ball sometimes will bounce a lot more on this than normal grass, and for those set piece short corners, you want a good surface to do those on.
Devin Simmons beaten on the run, but 3 United defenders help out and gang up on the tackle. Olympia yet again. A header will trickle out for a throw.
Yeah, good play from the FC Olympia attacker there, number 15. Cuts it back onto her left foot. Not quite the cross she was hoping for, but beats her defender, and I think it's important for this United PDX team. You don't have to win the ball necessarily. You just got to keep your player in front of you.
Deflected over, and a goal kick incoming for United. 25 minutes remaining in the contest. Who have been some players on the United side of things that have impressed you in this one, Brent?
Yeah, for one, Abby Presnell has made some big saves. She hasn't had to make as many this second half, and I think part of that is because of the excellent play from Natalie Drotzman in front of her. One of her center backs has been winning things in the air, putting in strong challenges, making it really hard for this Olympia FC side to get a good shot on target. So for the second half so far, Natalie Drotzman has been excellent.
Center back tandem of Drotzman and Penelope Nolan played all of last game together, doing the same thing here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Beaverton, Oregon. Near side with Olympia. Option up the line. They take it up. Give it back to where it started. They willingly exit the attacking third for a moment, trying to apply the pressure. 4 black jerseys surround the ball. Sade Pratt alone on a header. Heads it up once in the clearance, second chance. Think she was trying to head that back to her keeper?
Unsure, but I'd like in that situation for the goalkeeper to come out and claim that one, because no attacker's really near that, and I think there was enough space for her to claim that as her own. But in the end, not an issue because Sade Pratt does well, but you'd like your goalkeeper on those looping crosses to be able to come out and grab those.
Amber Gilbert nearly had a runway up the right wing. Good tackling by the far side fullback for Olympia. 67th minute. Olympia being held scoreless. Even if United were going for a win, they thought they would have to have at least more than 1 goal. Insurance certainly wanting to be purchased by Eric McClellan and United PDX. The chances have been limited in this second half after an explosive first 25 for FC Olympia.
Yeah, I think a bit of a surprise for all of us to be at the 67th minute now and only have 1 goal in this game when you've got 2 teams that have combined for more than 70 goals between them throughout this 9-10 game season so far.
Is this one? Woo! And that came from nothing, Brent. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think on a different day, that shot's on target, and maybe they have a chance in it because these teams have been very, very good offensively, and everything they do has seemed up until this game in the season to be going in the goal. But we've seen some good defensive play in this match, and I think that's limited the goals in this one.
A personnel plays short. This isn't something we've seen often, but her center back sends it long. Penelope Noland. Taylor Kruger in a battle, loses out to FC Olympia, and that one a routine for Presnell yet again. But another tick in the saves column.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see some frustration from the FC Olympia side, who are used to being up by multiple goals by this point in many of their games. And to see them now not have any goals on the score sheet, they're starting to get a little bit more desperate with these shots from well outside the 18.
And desperation yield results. They obviously have it on attack right now, but the chances be high quality or continue to be from outside the 18. Ellie Unflat takes advantage of a mistake. She's trying to draw a foul, doesn't do so there, although she ends up on all fours. Here it is again with the Olympia back line. No pressure on the fullback, back to the center back pairing. Just more of the kind of compact defending that you're seeing out of United.
Yeah, I think they've kind of started communicating a little bit better with each other. You see the back line is much better shape now. They've got a better idea of what each player is doing and keeping their structure much better than when they started the half. So maybe starting to get their second wind in this match. That's what's going to carry them through this and preserve the shutout. If they can keep communicating, keep doing those little things well, that'll help them maintain their structure.
It's kind of a 4-1-3-2 with the one being Maya Loud right in front of them.
Yeah, and I think with that sort of formation, you can tell they want to keep things really, really compact through the midfield there. They don't want to get stretched. Having Maya Loud in there sweeping right in front of that back line to clean up those passes in there, I think has made things much harder for this FC Olympia team in the second half, because they were able to find their two strikers in that first half, and now they've had a lot more trouble doing that this half.
Taylor Kruger helping out defensively as well in the midfield, usually more of a number 8 box-to-box. This time she's playing more as a number 6 alongside Maya Loud, cleared away by who else but Natalie Drotzman. United PDX are without Riley Bueller, who was their starting defensive midfielder on Friday. Antonsen, the striker, coming to help out. Many black jerseys in the same vicinity. Taylor Kruger. Back to Sade Pratt. Finds Abby Presnell. 20 minutes away from the end of regulation. Of course, there'll be a handful of minutes in stoppage time as well. But then, elation to end the season for United.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for PDX United. It's very important that their two strikers maintain possession once they get it up, because they've been defending a lot this half. If you give away the ball once you've gotten it back, you're just going to keep defending. It's going to be very exhausting. So very important from those strikers to hold up the ball and maintain possession for United PDX if they want to get a breather.
Drotzman to Maya Loud, right on the end line. Did a good job not to concede a corner despite being bombarded within their own territory. Good cross ball by Olympia. Boughton for Olympia, using her orange cleats to get past a few. Sade Pratt, the wall that ultimately takes it away. Antonsen at least gets a touch, giving Ellie Unflat a possibility to get onto the ball. But in the 72nd minute, it's now feeling like it's all FC Olympia. If this is going to be a win, it kind of feels like it's going to be 1-0.
Yeah, I think that remains to be seen as we get more and more tired in the remaining 20 minutes of this match. You're going to start to see mistakes be made. Can you stay switched on for the entirety of the match?
Sade Pratt goes on an adventurous run, but the adventure comes to a halt when it was taken away, nearly in a tough spot, but United are there to give her insurance. Sade Pratt needs to get back and help on defense. It's Maya Loud gets walked past. Back heel, 20 yards away. Antonsen, who's playing kind of the center mid and also center attacking mid role, has to chase runners who are running into the box. Just up top by their lonesome is Ellie Unflat and Amber Gilbert. Gilbert has played the entire 73 minutes thus far.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive. Amber Gilbert, she's still playing with a ton of energy. She's tracking down runners, she's getting back on defense, and then on the offensive side, getting in behind with a lot of speed and quickness still. very impressive, the fitness on this player.
Is there anything to be said for FC Olympia that they haven't been in this situation before?
Yeah, it's definitely an unfamiliar situation for them, and I think you could flip it to one of two ways. You could say, oh, we're about to go into playoffs. It's good for us to be in these unfamiliar situations before the playoff game comes. At the same time, though, you can tell that they're really frustrated, that they're trailing a game, and it's getting late in the game. They've kind of settled down from the desperation of 25 and 30-yard shots here, and they're trying to play around. But it'll be interesting to see if that continues in these final minutes of the game.
Their closest game this season have been the last two. 2-0 win over Tacoma Galaxy and a 4-2 win over United PDX 10 days ago up in Washington. Look at the other results on the season, none of them close. 8-0 over Lane, 7-0 over Capital, 5-0 over Lane yet again, 4-0 over Tacoma. They're a team that is used to getting a lead early, and they just be able to sit and use their talent in possession. And they're certainly keeping possession, but the chances just aren't aplenty. And the well is starting to dry with 15 minutes and some change to go. Diagonal ball, Penelope Noland has to trot back and try to grab it. 3-on-4 break. Few step over, a shot from the edge of the box and bounces on the edge of the 6, but Presnell there to dive it and milk away some more precious seconds.
Yeah, well defended in the end from United PDX. They get everybody recovering, staying central, trying to prevent a really good shot from being taken. In the end, they did.
Off the punt, it was one United player versus what was 3 FC Olympia bodies. Maya Loud checks out for the first time today.
Yeah, going to be crucial that each team's coaches keeps those subs fresh here, and if they see players on their team that are really struggling, like Maya Loud might have been, you get somebody in there to replace them and keep the standard high and keep the energy high. Ooh, what a
was a great strike. You're not wrong, Brent, but it was after the whistle. That one rattling the frame. Into the game for Maya Loud is the midfielder Morgan Keller, so we'll see what kind of role she specifically plays. Went to high school at Liberty in Hillsborough, the next suburb over. Played 14 games at Cal State East Bay in her collegiate season. It's Morgan Keller, number 14 on the near side of your screen. She's standing on the edge of the starting spot. Precious moments for Eric McClellan and his side. They have one draw this season. Tulane United 1-1 at Civic Park on June 9th. And this could be a valve and a lifeline, possibly for Olympia, Brent.
Yeah, it's going to be important that they limit fouls in and around the box here, because that's where I think FC Olympia has shown a lot of promise throughout this match with their corner kicks and their wide free kicks. They hit the post on one of them in the first half. Can you start to limit these chances that you're giving them? Because as it gets later in the game, they're probably going to be the best ones that FC Olympia get.
77th minute, this feels a few yards, just a whisper too far to shoot. Abby Presnell is prepared for anything. Sun shining bright in her face. It will be a shot, and Presnell is there. Accurate area, Brent, but that one she kind of saw all the way.
Yeah, it looked like it was kind of in between a shot and a chip for one of the FC Olympia attackers. And so in the end, it wasn't really an issue for Abby Presnell, but another dangerous opportunity for FC Olympia.
Hussein threw ball over, taken away by Sade Pratt. Hussein, who passed the ball, wins it back, though. Out wide. It's crunch time now for Olympia. 12 minutes left. A really nice sliding challenge by number 21, Taylor Kruger.
Yeah, it's been really good to see the passion that this United PDX side has shown in this in this game when their season's over after this, yet they still want to keep their standard high. They want to win this match desperately, and it's very good to see that they're bringing their A game.
Cross towards the back post. Presnell there, smartly so. And Valerie Seto, an upperclassman midfielder from Memphis and Montreal, Canada, was at the back post. Started 21 games at Memphis, scoring 3 goals and 4 assists. The drop ball back to the back line. This time more aggressive diagonally. First time through, Brent probably should have took a touch there, had some time on the ball.
We've seen a lot of these clearances where United PDX do a good job of clearing their lines, and it goes to no one, because I think we're at that point where the attackers, the defenders, they're all getting quite tired in this match, and so they're starting to have trouble thinking a step ahead, and the attackers on this occasion, they don't think, oh, I need to be ready for this clearance, I need to be available here, and once the ball's already cleared up, it's too late.
Olympia aiming for Seto yet again within the box, but that one had less of a chance than the first. The United fans trying to give their team a boost for the final 10 minutes of this game. This would be a great win to end this season as players go back to their respective universities and clubs. Stevens, who created a lot of noise in the first half on that left wing, has been shut down. Penelope Nolan kind of shifting from her center back spot to go help out on the wing a little bit more. She's glued to Hussein right now. Off the shin of Drotzman, but all clearances are created equal as long as it gets out of danger. Stevens, a cross, has a lot of ping on it. And yet again, Presnell, her ability to come off her line has been one of the most impressive things about her this game, and she made some great saves early.
Yeah, very good from Presnell there. And I think as it gets later in this match, we're going to see a lot of more crosses coming in, coming from deep areas, and it's going to be very important that the United PDX backline stays sharp, wins first contact, fights for knockdowns as well. Because even if you win the first header, if it falls into a dangerous area, you got to be switched on to complete the play.
Stevens' cross leaves some to be desired. Won't be a corner either. Goal kick coming. Yet again for Presnell. Perhaps has maybe those touches of this game. Certainly more so than both keeper. Murphy Schaaf just kind of hanging out in the shade, 25 yards away from her own net. If there's a corner laid on or a set piece opportunity laid on, wouldn't be surprised if she gets in on the fun. A one-man press of Ellie Unflat. Certainly has the effort. And will force a poor pass. Tackle coming in from Antonsen. Unflat. Jess reaches out a boot and over the top for Gilbert. Offside.
Yeah, so close to being a really good opportunity for United PDX, because Unflat does a great job of holding up the ball and completing that pass, and it comes just a half second too late for Amber Gilbert there, and she's just offside. But if she times her run a little bit better, that's going to be a really good opportunity.
Give credit to that line as well. As a defender, Brett, you have to appreciate when it's that compact and tight, that far up the pitch.
Yep, FC Olympia's back line has been very sharp. You've been hearing them all game. They communicate with each other really well. They have a very good understanding of where each other is supposed to be, so they've done very well.
Header back to Presnell. Stevens made her think about it. Let it bounce once just in front of the 6, and was able to collect it off the bounce. Palms it in her left hand, and then one of her best punts of the day goes 60, 70 yards. Seto. Goes from right wing to left back. Seto yet again being chased down. Keller, lone man show. Have a shot and blocked.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we're so late in the game now, and the heavy legs are starting to take their toll, because she does well to win the ball there, and then it's 1v5, and it's always going to be tough to score a goal in that situation. You'd like to see your teammates joining in that counterattack there.
Yeah, PDX trying to do the improbable and shut out one of the most prolific teams in USLW. Offside yet again for United.
Unfortunate for United, because that was another promising attack where you've got to stay switched on, time your run properly, and not be hanging out in those offside positions.
That was Ellie Unflat on the pass. Brooklyn Lee for FC Olympia gets it taken away. Lee from Tacoma, just committed to play at Louisville for her freshman season. Seto with some space. Good cross in front, but nobody's there to meet it. Looks like Devin Simmons may have wanted the keeper to come out. Personnel stayed Velcroed to the end line. Seto, Lee into the box, back towards net. Stevens in a tough spot, and Amber Gilbert will come to get the mess out of there.
Yeah, I'm sure that's frustrating from FC Olympia, because they get in a really good spot in that wide area there, and it's a good ball in. It's right where you expect it to be, but they didn't have any attackers in the box. You can see those tired legs. They're struggling getting from box to box and getting in those good goal-scoring areas in the end.
So stick with us post-game. No matter the result, we will have an interview, and we'll also have our Oregon Sports Beat United PDX post-game show with the talented, right in front, and that's going to be an equalizer. So from nothing to something, a cross comes into the 18, initially dealt with strong by United PDX, but it fell right into the lap of Hussein, who won't have an easier finish than that.
Yeah, just like we said earlier, they're going to start lumping balls in the box. Important that even if you win the first one, that you stay switched on for that second attempt, and Hussein does well, is in a good spot. It's a good poacher's finish. She knows where it's going to fall, and in the end, she doesn't miss. Unfortunate for United PDX, because they've defended so well for the majority of this match and won those battles there. It's tough to see that in the 86th minute for them.
Yeah, how tough is it now to try to turn on the attack after defending for, the last half an hour?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have, a little more than 5 minutes left in their 2024 USLW season, so they have nothing to lose here, and you can see her sprinting out there to get to the ball. They want to win this match. They wanted to win it from the start, and so now that it's on level terms, can they give that last little bit, whatever's left in the tank, to try and get another chance on goal?
For FC Olympia, they protect their undefeated season, but it'll be a matter of, can they have a win after win after win season? They are, of course, 9-0-0, but can it be 10-0-0 instead of 9-0-1? Certainly a point of pride for the Washington-based side.
Yep, and a goal is always a lift for whoever scores it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another couple really good chances in this match.
United, this is good from them. As I say that, they get taken away by Lee. Boughton. Stevens onside. Could this be the winner? Brings it onto her right foot, and Presnell comes off her line. Another chance for Hussein for her brace, and it cannot find the back of the net. Shouts for offside. It will just be a goal kick. Devin Simmons frustrated with that one, but Presnell saves the day and saves a point.
Yeah, comes up huge yet again. She does so well to get off her line and force what wasn't in the end a great shot, but I believe that the referee got it right. It looked like she was offside if you looked late in that pass, but it came from quite a bit farther behind her, and so she timed her run well. It's important that United PDX keep playing through those instances, even if they think it's an offside.
We've seen not playing to the whistle cost teams over and over again. United PDX were nearly punished by it in the first half. 88th minute. Does Olympia have a winner? Over the top. Lee, she does not get there first because it was offside.
Yeah, another dangerous opportunity, though, for FC Olympia. That one looked just as close as that last one, but the referee's there to make the call, and Presnell offer line well.
The over-the-top passing, though offside there, has been impressive for Olympia. You can see why they create so much. Korlak, who's played the entire 90. Boughton, far side. Hussein with the goal for Olympia. What seems like an eternity to go, a goal in the 27th minute for Leonie Weber. Shouldn't be much stoppage time in this one, but the higher the number, probably favorable for Olympia, seeing how this second half has gone. Seto, onside this time around, a few inches from the end line. First time cross. Somehow, we'll consider that one a shot, but to even get there by Stevens was impressive. Oh, they're going to call it deflection, so it will be a corner as we're into the 90th minute. This a bit scary for United.
Yeah, important that they stay switched on. They have their roles and responsibilities sorted out here. They pick up their marks on this because, like we saw earlier, even if you win the first header, you got to stay switched on for the knockdowns because that can cost you.
Korlak will take it. A good ball in towards the PK spot. Will it be take two or will it be a goal kick? Neither. It stays in play. And there goes the whistle. It will be a goal kick.
Yeah, it was a good ball in by the FC Olympia player, and it was dangerous. Got to get it out. Heading it backwards can be tough, but they stay strong through that one.
So in the postgame, we'll hear from Amber Gilbert, who earned the PK.
Yeah, Amber Gilbert has been very good throughout this game, showing energy, being aggressive on defense, and then also getting in behind on multiple occasions and really asking a lot of questions of this FC Olympia back line.
Penelope Nolan in clearance after a Natalie Drotzman header. She goes up high with Hussein and wins the aerial battle. Keller trying to get to it on the near side for United, but Lee will start the break the other way. Stevens heads forward. Navi Presnell can calmly get to that one. Trying to aim for Amber Gilbert, who is the man of the match, at least on the United side of things. Up to the back line, like you said, Natalie Drotzman had a really good game. The fullback, Sade Pratt, was good defensively. Maya Loud, until she got taken out, was having a great contest as well.
Yeah, a lot of big performances in this match. I think there could have been many good shouts for woman of the match in this game, but important that they see it out. Can they get another chance here? Maybe it's an opportunity to lump it in the box and get a shot in front of goal.
Referee corrects the spot, and that might help United PDX. They didn't seem like they were making much of that. This really could be their last chance of the game as some bodies inch forward. Instead, they'll play short yet again. Fabi Zamora goes back to Drotzman, over to Penelope Noland, and this allows the Olympia line to creep further up. They go to Amber Gilbert, who gets a back touch to it, and now she'll have to defend it. It's with the team in white. Hussein gets it back. Uh-oh, this could be the last shot of the game, and a save by Presnell.
Yeah, I think with some more experience, this United PDX back line will learn that, yeah, maybe near the end of the game, we've got a free kick in this attacking half. Let's lump it in the box. Let's make something happen. Instead, they try to keep possession. They end up losing it and giving a really good opportunity to the opposing team on the other side of it when they could have had one of their own.
Clock reads out 92-20. The referee's discretion, this game should be ending any moment. Is there a final dramatic play? Olympia trying to make it so. This will be the first time they don't earn all 3 points this season. United PDX played them well last time, losing 4-2, being up twice. But this time around, they may just each have to settle for a draw. That ball just creeps over the line.
Yeah, I think if you'd asked United PDX before the game, would you be happy with a draw? They may have said no, but in their hearts, yeah, maybe they would. This is the best team in the league. They've won every game, and I think now that they were leading for a lot of this match, if you ask them, are you happy with the draw? Every one of them is going to say no. We were this close to winning the match, and we were so close, and it didn't end up happening in the end.
Improvement throughout the season significant for this United side, and that will do it. 3 minutes of stoppage time in the final number. Olympia 1, PDX 1. A great game overall. They nearly had all 3, Brent, but they'll have to settle for the result. Congratulations to Olympia for representing the Northwest Conference, going to the playoffs in an undefeated 9-win, 0-loss, and 1-draw season, as United PDX end the year with 7 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. Your thoughts on the game in its entirety?
Yeah, overall, really, really good seasons from both of these teams. I think United PDX can be very proud of the season they had, getting second place to this FC Olympia team, who was excellent all year long. I think it's going to be very exciting to see what happens in the playoffs for FC Olympia going forward. Looking forward to watching. So
we have lots in store on the post-game show. We'll hear from head coach Eric McClellan, also one of the stars of the game for United, Amber Gilbert, and also, of course, hear from our 3 during the post-game show, Dave Hall, Jack MacArthur, and Jeremy Goldstone.
Well, end of the game here. Time for our post-game recap. I'm Dave Hall along with Jack MacArthur, Jeremy Goldstone. Brent Richards will be down in just a bit. I believe we'll also have our interview with the player of the game and Coach McClellan coming up in just a bit. Our final score here, United PDX 1, FC Olympia 1. United finishes the season 7 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws. And Olympia, trying for a perfect season, winds up 9-0-1. They were trying to play for that last goal there, could not get it, and winds up with a tie on the record. Brent's joining us now. Jack, stats for the game. I know you've got a bunch of them there.
Yeah, one of the most important stats is just the fact that FC Olympia outshot United PDX 25-7, so 18 shot differential there. That's huge. Obviously, the score was 1-1 because of Amira Hussein's goal in the 85th minute, but FC Olympia was super dominant in that second half. They just were, pressing up, despite the fact that, United PDX had like 5 in the back, 4 or 5 in the back alternating. They weren't able to hold it down. But, another interesting fact, in the second half alone, FC Olympia outshot United PDX 13-2. So.
Wow. United had the lead in this game up until the 85th minute. Coach McClellan talking beforehand about getting a win. Well, didn't get it, but didn't get a loss.
That's right.
Big play. Brett, your thoughts?
Yeah, really good game. It was exciting. I think we saw a good defensive performance from both sides, and some good offensive on the offensive side as well. In the end, there was very, very good play from the goalkeeper, Abby Personnel.
Yep.
And I think she kept it from being a 5-1 game or a 5-0 game on her end, so it was very exciting.
Jack said there were 25 shots on goal. She had her hands full on a number of them, made outstanding saves tonight, and this game could have easily been 5-1 had not she stepped up.
Yeah, from a goalkeeper's perspective, she did everything that she was expected to and more. She made huge saves, ones that she wasn't necessarily expected to make on a lot of those 1v1 coming out quick to defend, but not a whole lot she can do on that goal. She did everything that was expected of her.
Olympia FC tried in those last 2 minutes. They threw everything forward, trying to get that winning goal, and just couldn't get. They had a couple of shots, but couldn't get the goal.
Yeah, we see.
Jeremy?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, that's what you want to see. You know, when it comes down to the wire, you want to see them throwing everything they can to try and get the win. And it was impressive. United bent, and it was unfortunate they conceded that goal, maybe marginal offsides call, but you just got to play the whistle. And I think, again, Abby Presnell kept them in it, and they got the result. To get the point against the league's leaders is good, and it's something to be proud of. I remember Coach McClellan talking about playing the full 90 minutes, and I thought they showed up with spirit and heart. So well done for United today.
You mentioned playing the full 90 minutes. I heard some of your comments near the end of the game. Your legs get pretty heavy there in the 80th minute, and then give up a goal to get to a tie, then it starts to feel real heavy.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was deflating for them, because you saw on their faces they were getting tired around that 60-minute mark, and we saw a lot of hands on knees. Really, really tough to defend for a majority of the match when you don't have possession and the opposition is getting chance after chance. And credit to them, they did well for the majority of it, but it's in those little moments, those knockdowns, those second balls, when you can get punished, and in the end they did.
Jack, when you look back, a 7-1-2 season, you can't say you've had a bad year. You've had a great year.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great year for them. Second in their table, obviously in their standings, and you can't be too disappointed if you get a draw against a team like FC Olympia. Coming into the game, they were undefeated, just added a draw, still I guess undefeated this season, but. Definitely a hard-fought effort from United PDX, and I agree with what you guys were saying. Presnell, phenomenal performance from her. No doubt the team MVP for United PDX, and she did all she could.
And you think, coming into this game, missing your leading scorer, missing your regular goaltender, missing two of your best defenders and midfielders, that was quite a loss for United PDX to stay in the game right up till the end.
Yeah, I mean, they had 4 players that weren't playing, including, as you mentioned, their starting keeper, and Presnell came in, did a phenomenal job, and she, faced 25 shots and only let in 1 goal, so, props to her.
You're 9-0-1. You're ranked 4th in the nation in USLW teams. Now you go into the playoffs, not quite the way you wanted to go in. You want to go on a high point, and with a win, you get a tie.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to see how they react in their next game in the playoffs, because maybe it is a wake-up call for them. Maybe this tie, this non-win, allows them to get back, okay, we need to really refocus for this playoff run.
Jeremy, final thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's not a bad result for Olympia. I think, you had a great season, but sometimes you need a little push. So you need that momentum to kick-start you when you go into the playoffs. And so, I don't know. I think it was a dominant performance in the second half from Old Town, but I think that they'll be geared up and ready to go for the playoffs. It's sort of like starting the season all over again and fresh start, and you just take what you learned and try and push through round by round and make it to the finish.
Even with the tie, Olympia FC should be, I believe they're going to have a home game to start the playoffs. I believe because their national ranking is number 4. Earlier this season, United PDX was in the top 20. I don't know where this puts them overall, but still to be in the top 20 of the all the women's teams, all 80 of them. Great season.
Yeah, I would think they have to be in the top 20 for sure, and especially with this result, nobody has tied this FC Olympia team yet. Nobody has let FC Olympia only score 1 goal in this game. All of the other FC Olympia games, they scored at least 2, oftentimes many more goals than that. And so, in the end, a very good performance from this United PDX team.
Their final goal differential for Olympia FC, 44-4.
Yep, that's tough. When you're scoring plus 40 goals in the goal differential category, you know you've got a good team.
All right, we're going to go upstairs. Our post-game guest, you guys got any idea who the player of the game might be?
I have a feeling it's probably Abby Presnell.
I think that's a pretty good guess. We're going to head upstairs for our post-game interview.
Thanks, guys.
We're not actually done. They're going to come back.
Final score line in the final match of the season. United PDX with a 1-1 draw with FC Olympia, who are undefeated on the season and will represent the Northwest Division. We're joined by two of the players of the game, and Amber Gilbert, a forward, and of course Abby Prisnell, the keeper. But I'm going to start with head coach Eric McClellan here. Just with this being the last game of the season, how special was this moment to finally get a result against this team that's been so dominant all season long?
Yeah, I mean, year in, year out, they're a good team, good side, but we're a good side as well. So we know going in confident, know we can get some, definitely good scoring. Every time we played them, it's odd. It's like we've always gone up a goal, and we just can't hold the lead. So once we figure that out, we'll be fine. But that's a good side.
Obviously, a big help to that was your keeper today. Abby, I'll go to you. Which was your favorite save of the bunch? It seemed like you had 8 very high quality.
I think there was one where they crossed it, and then McKenna Martinez got it first time, whipped it, and I kind of just got, I think, a leg out or something. Went away. That was probably my favorite one.
To you personally, a game like this in your entire season, I called your guys' game on Friday as well. What kind of confidence does this give you going into your collegiate season?
A lot. I'm not the starting keeper at UP, so I need that game experience, and it feels really good playing a full 90 like that.
Amber, you were kind of the starting striker and the starting star forward today. You earned the PK. How you doing after that? Are you okay?
I think so. I haven't seen my face yet. I feel fine though.
How did your role have to change with no Nettie as Sawan in the lineup today?
I feel like I just had to be more confident in myself. I feel like that's like the biggest thing being on the field. I have so much hope and faith in her. She's so good. But I just felt like I had to step up a little more for that.
And then for both of you guys, obviously you both play collegiately. I know you're not the star, but you've still gotten some action. How was this experience in USLW different to what you face in college?
Well, this is my first USL experience, and I think it was nice finally being able to play against different people, especially coming from Hawaii. We don't really have a variety of teams to play, and it was just such a great experience. And I was really happy to meet new people, and I don't know, it was just good. I really fell in love with soccer all over again. Just the group of people that we were here with for the month, it was just amazing.
Abby?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I think it's really cool to play with people from all over. We had Leonie from Germany, stuff like that. That's so fun to play with.
And then Coach McClellan, final question for you. How rewarding was it just as a head coach to kind of bring together a group of girls that had really never played together and make them a team that gets a result like this and had so many dominant victories?
Yeah, it's just we contribute to their hard work and throughout the week. So they do all the things that we ask them to do, and they give it their all on game day. So that's all you can ask as a coach.
1-1 final result. United PDX ends the season with 7 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. A great first season in the USLW.
Even though,
Yeah. Okay, you're up, Dave.
Welcome back for our post-game interview. We're going to get some final thoughts about the game tonight. The final score, of course, United PDX 1, FC Olympia 1. And our color analyst, Brent Richards. Brent, final thoughts about the game tonight and the broadcast?
Yeah, really good, exciting match, I think, from both sides. You saw FC Olympia really on the offensive side, had the most chances, dominated for most of the match, had some really good opportunities, but then Abby Presnell came up big on multiple occasions. And it's unfortunate for United PDX because they did go up in the first half and were solid defensively for a lot of that match to the 85th minute. And you would have liked to see them be able to carry that across the finish line. But against a good team like FC Olympia, it's going to be tough. And I think we'll see them have a really, really good playoff run.
I want to remind you, we all made a prediction at the start of the game, none of us got it right.
Hey, it happens.
Jeremy, final thoughts?
Yeah, I would just say that's the beauty of sports. It keeps you engaged the whole time, the live action, very exciting. I agree with Brent. It was a pleasure to watch the level of play, the tactics, the skill, shots off the post, great plays and sequences, both offensively and defensively. And really, I just want to say great season for United PDX and Olympia. And I wish them success going forward in the playoffs. And here's to representing Northwest Soccer in the USLW League. Great league.
Jack?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. I mean, it was a great season for both, United PDX and FC Olympia. And on top of that, FC Olympia probably going to do really well in the playoffs. They are still undefeated. Despite this draw, it's not a loss. They're still going forward. And I thought it was a defensive battle, as you guys mentioned. My prediction, I think, was 3-1 Olympia. They coming into this game, scored 44 goals this season, so I expected them to keep the offense pouring on. But United PDX did a great job of holding their own. Obviously, they conceded late, but it was a great match, and it really was a defensive battle.
All right, we got some people we want to thank. We want to thank Oregon Episcopal Schools for their hospitality. Want to thank the USLW, who makes all of this possible.
Yep.
A great year in the Women's League and a great finish to the league. Want to send best wishes to Olympia FC as they move on into the playoffs. I want to thank both teams, both head coaches. They gave us lots of information to get us going in the game tonight. Our crew tonight, of course, Alva Myers, our engineer, Ryan Johnson, our producer, and on the camera, our broadcast team, our play-by-play announcer, Adam Susman,
Yep.
our color analyst this time, our own Brent Richards, my broadcast partners tonight, Jack MacArthur, Jeremy Goldstone. I'm Dave Hall from Oregon Episcopal Schools. Oh, by the way, we are Oregon Sports Beat. You can go to our website, OregonSportsBeat.com. We have our calendar up. You'll have all of our upcoming broadcasts as we work our way through the summer and work our way to the fall when we're going to start on football. So go to OregonSportsBeat.com. Again, I'm Dave Hall from Oregon Episcopal Schools, where our final score in USLW action, United PDX 1, Olytown FC 1. Good afternoon, everybody.